Vegeta, what does the scouter say about their subscriber count?
It's 9,010.
Wait, so you mean
Yes, Nappa. It's over.
it's over?
It's over 8,000!
What ain't? Wait, what?
There is a story so strange in its implications that it defies ordinary classification.
I don't care if you've been quoting Nigerian TMZ all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Party, coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with that dang shit on my left. Stitch.
We don't have to talk.
On my far right, engineering on the 1 to 2, Chuck people on the 3 Sports Chronos.
Drugs are great. Okay.
In the middle, we got the oldest ninja in the world, old Ninja.
We stay with you just like T.I. stays with his daughter going to the gynecologist.
Oh, last but not least, we got Blue up in this motherfucker.
I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, shit.
Old school.
We going old school with
George
it.
Blue come out. Hold on. What's with this Nigerian TMZ?
Oh, we gonna get into it. Don't you worry. Just you gotta let the cast get into its groove, and then we going hard with Nigerian
This sounds
TMZ.
all bad already.
Nigerian TMZ. Don't you worry. Who we got as the listener of the week
Cold
though?
take coming. Where's the klaxon? Hit the button.
Listener of the week would be my boy Aiden. Thank you very much. We appreciate it once again. And first in the chat would be nobody. Oh wait, hold
You got to
last
refresh.
chat?
on. Wait, something is very wrong with the stream.
First in the chat is Warrior Fella.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what the fuck's going on with mine.
Yeah, you have like last week's chat.
Yeah, that's weird.
Good
All right.
Good shit. All right, old ninja, you got any?
So, unbeknownst to Blue, Patti LaBelle is not dead. She was on the Masked Singer. I guess that's what's trending
Yeah.
right now.
So that's what's trending, and apparently, like, people don't know who Patti LaBelle is. They don't know her fucking voice.
God
Hey.
damn, really?
Hey, hold on. If millennials didn't know who the fuck Ozzy Osbourne was, I don't expect them to know who Patti LaBelle is. So
Yeah,
I'm
apparently.
not
not surprised at all.
But literally, wasn't it like 3 years ago that she had the sweet potato pie sensation
They
in
will know her
Walmart?
from Pies then, not from.
Not from singing.
When was her last hit album?
Oh, I mean, it's got to be years
Yeah,
ago.
so-
Yeah.
What that's how it was too was like Missy Elliott when they like did her song at the Super Bowl. Then all of a sudden her song became #1 on iTunes. We were like, oh shit, this new artist is popping. Goddamn song is 20 years old.
Holy fucking shit.
Damn.
But yeah, she's not
got,
dead.
Millennials got like short memory. God
Yes, they
dang,
do.
that ADHD.
It's not short memory. She was literally an artist before they were fucking born.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no, but when he was talking about Missy Elliott, like that was
Again, Missy Elliott was an artist right when they were probably born. Maybe she was a main artist in like the '90s. It's like
She had hits into the 2000s, though.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that nobody knows her though. You know, so they were like what in the 2000s? They were like very little kids. You know, it's like we didn't know
some
about
of 'em.
like you don't have like a real revival into music until like you're older. You know what I mean? So like for most people, they don't understand like they never really listen to like the music as like from like ages 0 to 5 until they're like into like probably their late teens. So
Yeah.
they
Like
start
some-
picking it up, you
Some
know?
kids actually don't know who Michael Jackson is.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are crediting Taylor Swift and some other groups saying that they did this song better than that old guy.
Those were the safe ones.
I'd like to forget who Kanye is, but you know.
It's all about Jesus now for some reason.
Oh my god. Anyway,
We had no RIPs this week.
No,
none.
Nobody died. All right.
well,
Alright.
I'm sure somebody died, but apparently,
Nobody important,
yeah.
right?
Most of the time, they're not very important.
Yeah, exactly. No
Damn.
D-list. No
Yeah.
D-list. Everybody had a good Halloween and shit, though.
Yeah, we hung out together actually.
yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Nah, no, we didn't.
Yeah, I should
Y'all
told you
did.
guys to come by our house to get some candy because we had hell of them.
We had hella
like
candy.
3 kids or 3 groups of kids come through. Like the last kid got a shitload of candy, and he was like this little like maybe 4 or 5 years old, and he had like this little skeleton suit. I'm like, oh, let me help you out. Then I like damn near dumped out half my candy in there because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this? Nobody showed up.
Yeah, I had literally the same. 3 kids show up, and like I was like, well, I guess no more kids are coming. It's almost 10.
Is Halloween dying? Is it dead?
No, so where I live, the street over by me had 3 like haunted houses.
Yeah, I
and
saw
so
that.
that street was packed.
okay.
Like literally, they were causing traffic while I'm trying to get home.
Gotcha.
And like there's like teens and like parents with young kids. in line to go to these people's homes to do this little like mini maze. It's like maybe like 3-minute maze
Just
or whatever.
seems too structured now than how it used to be. Like you could just go out and just do whatever. Now it's like, oh, it's between certain time and certain time. There's going to be a rain date if if it's raining and all kinds of stuff. And then it's, I mean, it's just, I think it's a little bit of the times that we live in where, I mean, I think I was maybe like 11, 12. I was able to sort of go out by myself and go trick-or-treating, but you can't do that nowadays.
No, you snatched up.
Well, I
There
think
was a few out.
It's also kind of weird now that so back in the day when we were kids, like after Halloween was over, like your costume was basically done. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter what day it was on, costume's done. But we were out, on Friday night. People were still out with costumes, doing parties and shit. I think they do need to change Halloween to like being like the last like Saturday or something like that of October.
Be like
Yeah, I
a
think
Friday
they're-
or Saturday,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's people that's trying to make it so Halloween is the last Friday of the month, or either last Friday or last Sunday. But then I guess there's people saying like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. Like kids won't be able to dress up, blah blah, for school. But I think someone's saying Halloween will still be on the 31st, but like trick or treating will be that Saturday.
Yeah, that
The
makes
last
sense.
Saturday.
I could get a little confused in
Fuck.
some
Shut
years.
the
Yeah.
fuck, Will.
Fuck them kids.
Oh, damn.
At least it won't be like Easter. Easter's like the last Sunday after the first full moon or some shit like
Which
that.
is weird
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be a set date for when Jesus was risen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
well,
should
you
have
know,
been. It should have been one date. Isn't
de-
it when he
yeah.
rose?
No,
it
they don't-
depends on Ash Wednesdays, isn't it?
So it's actually on like old school lunar calendar bullshit. That's why it's always fucked up. Sometimes it's in March, sometimes it's in April.
But that's what the day was supposed to be for, right? Well, Easter was supposed to be like
Yeah,
when he rose,
No,
right?
Easter was actually a Roman holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it actually involved like that's why the whole eggs things don't make sense.
Well, none of it makes sense.
Yeah,
to me, so.
but it's like a true pagan holiday. Sorry, I know weird stuff about this, but it's
a lot
true.
of them are pagan
Yeah,
holidays,
this is
yeah.
a true pagan holiday that has its own god, Easter or Esther, however the fuck you pronounce it. Nothing to do with anything with Jesus, and it was a spring thing for like fertility.
for fucking.
There you go.
Crazy.
Yeah. You guys hung out though all together. What was it?
Friday?
Friday, Saturday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah.
Celebrate
Friday,
going back
yeah.
into the drinking.
Yeah,
Tell
it
us about
was
it.
Celebrating No More Sobriety.
There you go.
No
Yeah.
Nut November.
Yeah, we went
Wait,
we went to a place called Here's How. It's a bar in Oakland,
Ooh.
in the gentrified part.
Right
And we
across
got
from the Fox Theater, was it?
Yeah, I think it was a Fox Theater. It was-
Midtown.
Yeah.
Or yeah, something like that. That's where my niece had her graduation ceremony.
Nice.
She graduated high school. But yeah, we got to meet Clay the bartender finally. So
Oh, yeah. How was that?
He's a listener of the podcast. He's
Oh,
a
okay.
pretty
Yeah,
cool,
podcast.
pretty cool guy.
Yeah,
Nice.
he interacts with us a lot on Instagram.
Yeah, he was. He's on Instagram a lot, and he was actually in the chat last week.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool
Made
dude.
some
Like,
really good ass drinks.
Great
yeah, makes some
bartender.
really good
Yeah.
fucking drinks. Like I asked him if because I like asking bartenders questions like, what's the drink that you're currently working on, like you're trying to perfect. So he made me this drink that he wants to call Sweet Christmas, which is definitely a reference out to Luke Cage, and it was damn good. It tastes like Christmas.
Yeah.
Like the guy knows what the fuck he's doing.
Like,
love it.
So we got there and we asked him, like what was good, and he was like, they had a variation of an old fashioned.
Okay.
So we both ordered the same thing, and he's making drinks like with two hands, like spinning. I was like, all right, this is the dude. Like, you do the two hand thing. I was like, all right, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And there were some dope ass drinks.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was like a chemist. It was
Oh,
like some
shit.
Breaking Bad type shit. He had
Yeah.
a thermometer to make sure it was getting
right
down to the right
temperature and
temperature
shit, yeah.
before he would add in the other ingredients and shit. He was cooking meth.
what the fuck?
He was,
metal.
he was making little kids and dogs and
Yeah.
shit. No, I'm just kidding. That's a Full Metal Alchemist reference there.
But it was a really cool spot. They even had like food there. They had like some snacks and everything.
All right,
They
talk
had,
about
the
that
potatoes.
that chocolate chip cookie you
Chocolate
had.
chip cookie was the best cookie I've ever had. And,
Fuck, really?
Yeah, it was like had like sea salt and like rosemary and stuff. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but it was so fucking
It looked and
good.
smelled good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wasn't even like eating it. I was like, this sounds so gay, but I was like sucking on it.
Take that clip, and we're gonna use that on loop.
It was so good. It was just cookie was packed with flavor. It was
Yeah.
so good.
Wait, go ahead. Go ahead and make the sound.
Oh,
It was
shit.
actually really cool, like hanging out with a fan of the show because I mean the guy knows who we are, and it's pretty much like damn near instant friends because we're all into the same thing, same anime, same
Nice.
comics, TV shows we're watching.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool just chit chatting with the fan.
It was really cool.
It's right around the corner from. It's like a block or two away from Cape and Cow.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good shit. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
But then like after that, there was a new spot that opened up because Ethan on and Cape and Cow had posted up about a new comic book themed bar that opened up in Oakland that fucking night. So we ended up going there, and it was a pretty cool spot. I mean, it wasn't very comic book theme-ish.
Yeah,
It had like Superman and Batman like action figure on the wall, and like
some comic panel like art.
like the bubbles.
I don't want to show in the bar.
Okay.
Because I really don't. But all right, if they just said it was like a bar with like some random like artwork in it,
Yeah.
that's fine. And like some of the drinks are named after like comic books and stuff like that, which is fine. But when I walked in, I was like, still looks like a comic book bar to me. Looks like it's a nice bar.
Yeah, it's a very nice bar.
So
And
Spaces.
let me ask you this. Because you had both you and Old Ninja had gone to San Diego Comic-Con with all those themes for comics, did that kind of warp your perception of it?
yeah,
Probably, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And you too. You'd been there.
Yeah. Well, it like even in the pictures, it looked like it would have like a bunch of like posters or like things of like comic strips all over the place, but it barely had anything.
Maybe
Or
they'll
maybe
add more.
missed it.
Maybe they'll add more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the drink that I got I didn't like, but I ordered it.
Yeah.
So, it's like whatever. But it was still cool as fuck because in the middle of us like ordering our drinks, all of a sudden there was like this crazy band that was like playing music outside, and they came inside and they were playing like this dope ass fucking set. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but it was fucking cool.
It's like in Coming to America when like the
Yeah,
band just like
exactly.
start beating the drums and shit, and the dancers start whatever. I was just like, it was pretty legit.
I'll go back for that.
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. Get them there every week. But I enjoyed it, but I had sort of I guess the same issues with it being quote comic book theme bar. I'll probably go check it out maybe in like a month or two because the place is pretty spacious.
nice.
Yeah,
There's like two sort of balconies on each, not balconies, but upstairs parts
like
on
lofts.
each side.
Yeah,
loft.
but one side is like not finished.
Yeah,
It's like empty, but the other side was like
Right.
had another bar.
right.
And they had like a patio area outside too that you can go to.
So I don't know if it could have been maybe even a soft opening for what.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
But it was pretty cool to see all the people there and the music, and the drum line was going hard as fuck. So I enjoyed that.
It's definitely not, even though we said what we just said, it's not a bad bar.
Okay.
It had a cool vibe to it, but it's not what I would call like a comic book bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
They got a ways to go to get up to like
Yeah.
the San Diego level.
But it's a good bar.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I
especially,
was-
especially for Oakland.
Good.
You know?
You know how like when you go to Comic Cons and they have like when you go down like Artist Row and they have like fan art of like bat characters. I was expecting to see that like a comic book characters like fancy ass artwork of them and stuff like that, but they didn't really have that.
That's all good.
But it was still a pretty cool bar. Except one thing is that after a while, it's like this drum band's been playing a little bit too fucking long. Like
Yeah, they were going playing all their music.
I was enjoying it though.
it was cool, but
Jamming
there was
out?
a point where I was like,
They were jamming out. Man.
wrap it up,
Yeah,
B,
yeah.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Good shit. So actually, what prompted the whole thing of the sober month? Because I learned about it after it was almost over.
So I knew about Sober October for a long time, but I was never like into it. You know, I was just like whatever, it's like a thing. And then I was just sitting there one day and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna do it on the down low and see if anybody notices. So I just want to see how long I could do without anybody noticing. So nobody on the podcast noticed. It took him back a little while too, but I just want to see, if I could do it, just like as a challenge. And then it was kind of fun. The only thing that sucked, like I said last week, it was like sleep. Legit sucked. Like I had to take melatonin to get to sleep.
Ah.
Like I forgot. Like I kind of haven't, because like without alcohol, I think I'll probably sleep. Because like when I was in Iraq, I slept like maybe 4 hours a night, and that was like legit. That was like all my sleep. Like I would, I'd work out, and I'd play video games, and that was it. Even if I'm not playing video games, like it's hard for me to like get to fucking sleep for
Gotcha.
like a bunch of reasons. But yeah, melatonin helped me out with that.
Good shit.
But it was like a weird kind of sleep to where it would just like kind of knock me out. In the morning, I'm a little bit groggy.
Yeah.
Which I'm not really used to. Other than that, though, it was kind of nice because like I noticed like my dreams were different, which is kind of weird. Like normally I'm used to having like lucid dreams where I can control my dreams.
Yeah.
But when I wasn't on any kind of drugs, like my dreams are no longer lucid. It was like I was just like watching a fucking movie. So which is like it's kind of weird, but it was kind of cool.
That's
It's
a
like
change.
just different kinds of dreams. So I wasn't expecting that. It wasn't terribly hard. Like I never like felt like I needed a drink or needed some cannabis to get to sleep. I was just like, this is what I'm doing now. So
Yeah.
I just did it. So.
31 days.
Yeah, it's
good
31
break.
days. It's not so bad. So I'll probably maybe I'll do it every year. I don't know. We'll see.
Good shit.
Yeah.
What's this shit about Halloween costumes getting canceled with
Oh
celebrities?
no,
Woke
canceled culture came after.
Like they
folks
always
wearing-
do.
Yeah,
Every
like
fucking
they always
year.
do. Like
Who they cancel?
Well, Kris Jenner, right? They came for her because she's wearing a Day of the Dead costume because she was in black
Oh, get the
with the
fuck outta
skeleton
here.
thing. But they
What's
came
wrong with
after
that?
her. They're saying it was disrespectful, but I'm like, dude, this is what a lot of people
Wait,
are
the
wearing.
Dia de los Muertos?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the sugar,
okay.
the sugar skull.
Yeah, but she had a dress that like signified it, which was in celebration ahead of Day of the Dead, which is usually the day after Halloween for the U.S. or whatever. But people were just coming after her. People were coming after Bella Thorne because Bella Thorne does makeup. She's into like doing makeup and
Remind me
stuff.
who she is again. One more time?
She's the one who directed a porn movie on Pornhub.
You
She's
Disney
the
Channel.
actress,
She's
right?
in,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
she's
right.
the
Yeah,
actress,
yeah,
ex Disney princess. But people were saying that her costume was or her makeup was inappropriate, promoting domestic abuse because it looked like she got
fuck?
beat up, but it was makeup. It was
Oh
fake.
my god.
It was fake makeup, and she's like defending herself, like, "Dude, it's just makeup. It's Halloween. I can do you can do what you want." But they're saying this is insensitive and shit. I'm like, "Are you serious?" She continued her makeup to do like another full-on thing, but she was posting on Instagram pictures that looked like she got beat up. But she's like, smirking and stuff. She wasn't attacked. She was just doing makeup. But people are coming after her. There's a few other celebrities that people are coming for. I'm like, really, dude? It's Halloween, all right?
Yeah, chill the
no
fuck
one's
out.
getting beat up or whatever for real. No one got shot. No one got
What?
fucking hurt.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. That's
Oh
what
yeah.
we're doing.
Well, okay, yes, something did happen.
A couple of people
But-
died.
But it definitely
According-
because of that.
According to celebrities, though, none of these celebrities got hurt. So there.
The actual Prime Minister of Canada has worn blackface like a dozen or more times.
Yeah, listen.
I mean,
Tony-
all this woke culture bullshit and this cancel culture, it's all about control. They're just trying to control people, like what they do. They try to control what they don't like to see, and it's just like you're living in America. This is like the greatest country, especially for you talk about a melting pot. Like we all exchange each other's cultures on a daily basis. Yet somehow you want to pretend like you can't do that because it happens to offend me. And then meanwhile, you're wearing fucking jeans. You got a fucking cell phone from fucking China. You know what I mean? There's like all kinds of other cultural shit. You eat fucking, Mexican food every day. It's like all this shit. All this cultural exchange, but all of a sudden when someone wants to show their appreciation for that culture, by like wearing what they wear, trying to participate in their culture, all of a sudden that's a problem. To me, it's not a problem at all, unless you're doing like some fucked up shit like a caricature of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're just trying to do it respectfully, there's no problem there.
There's an entire section of Disneyland dedicated because of the movie Coco to nothing but Dia de los Muertos,
Yeah.
with like face painting, the gear, the all of the flowers, all of that stuff, the ofrenda, all of that stuff you can buy at Disneyland.
And that shit that movie was great because it was a part of Mexican culture that I had no idea about. I had no idea about ofrendas, none of that shit, and I was happy to hear about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same with even Moana.
Yeah.
Moana
same
was
thing.
another great example of a whole bunch of stuff that, again, you can buy lays and hulas and all that stuff from Disney in Disneyland. Anybody can.
Yeah, I guess a couple of years ago, people were talking about that, like, it's like people dressing up as Moana who weren't like Polynesian or whatever, were like that was a sign of disrespect or some shit.
America, bitch.
Yeah.
Remember before the movie dropped, there was this attempt at backlash over Maui being too big boned or fat or whatever you
I
want to call it.
remember
And
that.
I was like, he's a cartoon character. He was an awesome cartoon character.
He's a fucking god.
And yeah, he was a demigod and strong as fuck.
Yeah, and then like if you talk to anybody that was a Pacific Islander about it, and they'd be like, "Oh no, I thought it was fucking cool." Like I didn't see anybody that had a problem, or at least anybody I talked to did have a problem with the character. I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck is everybody talking about then?
And we're just gonna pretend like most Samoan people aren't bigger than like most like other ethnicities.
Yeah, they're big.
They're big. I'm not saying they're fat. They're bigger than most normal sized people.
Yep.
When I said normal size to like, I don't know, like Caucasians or like African Americans or like what I'm used to seeing. They're large people. Like I didn't know that until I went to when I went to Iraq and I met like the Tongan Marines,
Yeah.
they were fucking giant.
Yeah.
The smallest guy was like 6'3".
Yeah.
Like fucking 250. I was like, what the fuck?
They all look like defensive linemen
Yeah.
playing in the
Yeah.
NFL.
And that's not. I'm not saying it's a
Not
stereotype.
all.
That's just what I literally observed.
Yeah. I mean, I went to school with a lot of the small community of Tongans, and they were just like that. Even the women were
Big.
like, pretty big. They're all very tall women.
Like,
Yeah.
And
like, what's her
very
name? Frankie Adams.
Yeah, is that the one from The Expanse?
Yeah, I think her
I
name's
love
Frankie
her.
Adams. Stickums.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
her.
she's beautiful.
God damn them lips. Ooh, Space Marine.
So, did we want to talk about this? Did speaking
know.
of
No, Ninja.
Halloween, the shootout in Orinda.
Yeah, tell us
Y'all
about
hear
it.
about this? So, more details are coming forward, I guess.
Orinda, California. for
Yeah,
those
it's
who don't
Orinda.
know.
Yeah, because there's more.
Not
Orinda.
Orinda. Florida.
It's to us. It's a BART station.
Yeah, exactly.
No one ever served
BART
BART.
station I don't think I've ever been to.
Yeah.
There's probably people in Southern California who've never heard of Orinda
No.
either.
Oh yeah.
I think the farthest I've ever gone on BART is like Concord.
Really?
That's where we get beer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the last stop I've been on.
I don't even go that. I think the farthest
They
I
want a
go.
creek.
I think the farthest I go is Oakland. Farthest northeast. But
Don't go to Richmond. All right, go ahead.
I drove to Richmond.
I don't even think I've ever been to Richmond. I've been
Uh,
across the
hey.
Richmond Bridge.
You ain't missing shit.
Yeah.
People are getting mad
So-
right now. I'm from Orinda. I don't give a fuck.
So I guess a group of people or individual rented an Airbnb in Orinda, California.
Which is a bougie neighborhood.
Yeah, and they had a Halloween party over the Halloween weekend, and then a shootout happened where some people had died. 4 people died on the scene, apparently. A 5th person died over the weekend due to their injuries. And now, like, Airbnb is talking about doing some restrictive, how are they doing? Renting, ordering, whatever the hell.
This shit is-
based on what happened.
Yeah, I understand. Like what happened was obviously tragic. But for Airbnb to say that we're gonna crack down on party houses,
Yeah, that's what.
Airbnb, you obviously don't know your fucking business. Shut the fuck like most, I would say probably 75% of your fucking shit is renting a house to have a fucking party. Like nobody's renting a house to just sit around and act for like a fucking. You go in there to fucking if you're an
If
adult
you got a nice
with adults
house like that, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have a party. It's like obviously I'm not trying to shoot somebody up, but you know, just go and have a party.
And this is like the one. I think I think there might have been other shootings, but I think this is like the only one I've ever heard of in a while. So it's like you can't just take basically one bad apple and try to take away everybody else's fun, basically. And plus, there's no way for them to say if it's going to be a party house or not. It's like the same thing with like a hotel. A hotel can't really stop a party from happening inside their hotel. I mean, security can come and like kick you out, but that's about it. The party's already fucking there and it's already there and
It's
popping.
already on social media by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck are they gonna really do? I mean, there's no way from the
From what I
trackers.
had last heard, one of the people I guess that got shot or involved was connected to some sort of murder in San Francisco.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there. So that was a recent thing. I think.
Yeah.
I guess this person being investigated is about a quadruple homicide. I was like, what the fuck? Like this dude's going around just shooting up people, and now because it made I'm assuming national news now because I'm seeing it everywhere, on different like states posting it that. Now that this is out there, now they're gonna try to find this dude. Like, where was he
You
before?
should have been looking for that
Yeah.
motherfucking
Like,
murderer.
what the fuck? You gonna wait till he gets on the evening news to find this fucker? Like, what the fuck?
Nah, it's all bad. It's tragic. It's really, really fucking sad. People just trying to have a good fucking time on Halloween. It's a fun party. Remember, we used to have almost every fucking year Halloween parties.
Next year it's coming back.
Let's do it.
It's coming back.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
It's all
You know
good.
what I mean?
But still, I mean, dude, when's the last time we heard something fucked up happen on Halloween other than the movies? Like, in the movie Halloween, people die by a dude with the fucking machete or axe or whatever. But now we're hearing shootings in our own backyard, pretty much. On Halloween weekend was supposed to be a fun and entertaining
in a
weekend.
really great neighborhood too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what fucking sucks, man.
Nowhere safe.
But weren't there other shootings? Like who got killed over a fucking chicken sandwich?
Oh, that
I
was
keep on
Popeye.
hearing.
Oh,
Somebody got-
shit.
somebody got
Somebody
stabbed.
stabbed.
Somebody
Yeah.
got stabbed, and I heard a little bit more of the details behind it or whatever. And it wasn't technically over. Well, it wasn't over the chicken sandwich or whatever. Someone cut the line,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
and then
This guy
they had-
hella cut the line though.
Yeah, then you have your moment or whatever.
Say Fucking say it. Say it. Hey, John Witherspoon is gone. Say it in his memory. Say that there was
no. I dropped the N word once this year. I'm good. I've met my quota.
We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end of the year.
No.
Prodigy still got more cold takes. You can say the N word.
I'm looking like that cat in that meme.
But supposedly that's what popped it off or whatever. So I think and we'll talk more about the chicken sandwich thing, I guess, later. But I think Popeye's chicken sandwich is getting an unfair rap for what happened, because
They know their clientele, goddammit.
you
Popeyes don't know who buy their chicken sandwiches.
someone cuts the line in front of you. It don't matter if you're waiting for Barbara Streisand tickets or you're waiting for a chicken sandwich. There are gonna be some angry people, no matter how long you wait. Now,
Yes.
if you cut the line and you got the audacity to just be wilding out like that and just cut lines, then you kind of should expect to maybe catch a
So
fade.
hold on. Did the person that cut get stabbed, or
Yeah.
did the person?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm saying definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
I would have choked him.
Yeah, if you're waiting for whatever Death Stranding and some dude just hops the line before GameStop had its own little thing. You've been waiting outside GameStop
In the line.
and some dude just walks up and just
But there's never a line anymore. But I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my only thing is this.
don't blame the chicken.
I'm gonna blame some of the chicken, because literally, like, what was it, 2 months ago, the first craze for this sandwich went on.
Yeah.
And we saw, like, they didn't make
Fights
enough
and
of them,
shit.
and they had fights, and they had all this.
No.
Wasn't it 2 months ago?
It is, but I'm not blaming fucking Popeyes for that shit.
Thank
you.
These are ridiculous people.
Well, hold on.
Yes.
All I'm saying is, you realize that your clientele has fucking problems, because we saw all these examples
This-
2 months ago.
this happens every
Why not
Black-
have some better security?
This happens
No,
every
no.
Black Friday. This happened with Tickle Me Elmo. It happened
Yeah.
with the Furby dolls.
It happened with Cabbage Patch way back.
Anytime there's something that fucking
limited
people
supply.
want, fucking
Yeah.
Air Jordans and shit like that.
Prodigy.
It's the people.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. The fact that you're even considering having security for a line at a fast food fucking restaurant, the terrorists have won, man.
I mean, here's the thing. You already know people have. There's been so many examples of people getting wild over these sandwiches, right? There's been
But
plenty of them.
those are those people. They're
They're terrible people. I get that.
But what they
but
should have
those are-
done is not brought it back, if that was the case.
No, they trying to
They're
make
gonna
money.
Make that money. They're
Yeah,
gonna make
they're
that money.
trying to get
But
money.
you should have some better security when you know your clientele
You should
for
not-
certain
you sh-
shops
It is-
have problems.
It is 2019. You should not need a national fast food chain to have security to serve their fucking products.
There are-
Unfortunately-
That's fucking ridiculous.
No, there are plenty of fast
Yeah,
food
there's-
places
they
that
don't
do
do
have
enough.
security
Yeah, there
people.
is.
And there's plenty
So
of them.
I will name a few, because there's a Carl's Jr.
Plenty.
San Jose, downtown San
Late
Jose.
night at 2 a.m. Okay,
They
understood.
had security, but that place
That's for a
closed because
different
there's
reason.
been numerous incidents.
That's-
There's on Market Street in San Francisco. There's another Carl's Jr.
That's fucking
They had
sad.
security, and then
There's a few
there's
McDonald's in San
there's a
Francisco.
McDonald's on the one
Yeah.
by the wharf.
Yeah.
That had security too. In fact,
happens.
they were being patrolled by San Francisco PD.
We're terrible people.
I hear you, but
It's the people.
you knew that there were problem shops that
can't
have had fights in them, have break-ins, have robberies, and had literally 2 months ago probably.
We know this
incidents.
about this store.
I'm still not
We
gonna.
know this about plenty of this
But
stores.
I'm still not gonna blame Popeyes, man. They're just they're trying to serve food.
Yeah, they're trying to make money.
This happened
And
at one store.
at a really cheap. I mean, literally, I think here in the Bay, they're like $2.50, $3 per sandwich or less, and then across the rest of the states, they're probably like, I think $1.79 or something per sandwich, and you have people willing to harm other people over a less than $2 sandwich.
which is disturbing.
Unless I'm
They
starving.
harmed him because he cut the line.
I
not
get
over
that.
the fucking sandwich.
He cut the line to get a sandwich.
Yeah, but I wouldn't stab somebody.
He cut the line. He wasn't robbing the place.
I might choke a motherfucker, but I'm not gonna stab somebody.
You dealing with ridiculous? We see videos all the time. People fighting in drive-throughs.
Yeah.
Did we not sit here? Should McDonald's have a fucking security guard when the chick got hit in the face with the blender?
Yeah, that was a manager.
look, yeah.
Manager chucked that
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
He knocked her to the ground with that
if
shit.
if there's a McDonald's that has routinely had incidents of violence over and over again,
Arm all
that
McDonald's.
that means your clientele is on some hoodnification.
Arm all
You know
McDonald's.
what? As McDonald's, if that that was me as McDonald's, I would just close down the shop. Like, listen,
Yeah.
this is not my clientele.
I hear you.
Well,
you
like
know?
the guys who started the not Charlie's Angels. Fuck, what's the guy?
Hell's
that,
Angels?
Not Hell.
Don't
The
you
guys
dare
that
get
had
them
the,
mixed
the
up.
red.
God damn.
The one that wore like the red band.
Norteños?
No, it was like a. It was like a oh God, what is it called? It's not Charlie's. It's something Angels, but they like would go around like save, like help people out and.
Hell's Angels?
Oh, no,
Not Hell's
Guardian.
Angels.
The Guardian
Angels.
Angels.
Yeah,
yeah.
Guardian Angels. Fuck, I remember their names.
That's a lot of different angels.
But no,
you-
so like I actually just listened
the
to a
cemeteries,
podcast
right?
that talked about it, and the guy who started was originally a fucking manager at a McDonald's that would constantly be like robbed and people be harassed because there'd be like a lot of gang activities in there, and that's how it started. It started inside of fucking McDonald's,
It's all bad, man.
and it grew from there.
There's some shitty things that happen in there. And again, I'm not excusing the behavior. Obviously, this guy was an idiot looking to get his fucking ass beat. But it sounds like there was more than just this. There were other fights at other Popeyes.
I'm not trying to fight somebody at a fast food restaurant. I mean, unless they literally swing on me, it's like, we ain't fighting, man.
This happens all over. We see this
Or-
at
or they couldn't, like,
Waffle Houses.
but,
You
yeah.
go on fucking World Star Hip Hop. This happens at places anywhere after
It's probably
midnight,
happening right
after
now.
the club.
We
Yeah.
just talked about this a few months ago. This shit like this happened at Disneyland where fight
yeah.
breaks out.
Oh,
so
yeah. That shit was
And
fucked
and
up.
if you remember, we all said Disneyland needed better security, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Not because it happened for so long. Not that they needed. Because
yeah, and security was absent and lax. I mean, the security was shit.
Hold on. So security at Disneyland is different from security at, say,
Fast
like a
food?
fast food restaurant.
Yeah, but it's still. Well, hold on. We all said that they needed better security. That's not BS.
No, that's not BS. What I'm saying, well, they have security, but they just didn't
They did a
know how
shit
to.
job.
They didn't know how to de-escalate it.
Yeah, they did a
that
shit
was the
job.
problem. Yeah.
The shit doesn't happen that often at Disneyland.
No,
though.
it
Yeah,
doesn't.
for
Yeah, it
real.
was shocking. But
I'd be like,
you know,
what the fuck?
you still need to be vigilant. You still need to be prepared. If
Yeah.
your job is security, you need to, handle stuff. And that went on. What was it? I think it was like 2 separate 3-minute videos, 4-minute videos, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
it
it was a good
went for a
it's
while.
a few minutes.
And I'll bet you this though. I bet you they changed a lot of the things with
Oh,
their
yeah.
security at
Oh, yeah,
Disneyland
for sure.
as a result of an incident.
But then you gotta look at it the same way with like the fucking measles outbreak in fuck Disneyland. Like that's just some shit you just can't truly control.
Yeah, we're comparing a $2 billion corporation versus probably a franchised Popeyes.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Hoodnificent's going to happen no fucking matter what.
So, since you on some craziness, what is going on? Why have you kicked the Beehive?
Again,
What did they? Why? I don't
going on?
understand what's going on. I'll just.
Is she
off
in
from
the?
what-
Is she even in the Beehive? Is she considered one?
I
Beehive?
think she's
Is she Beehive
adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
Relation
talking about Solange, who's Beyonce's sister, right? And what was it?
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently, allegedly.
She had a song one time.
Yeah, exactly. I think she even has an album that ain't nobody fucking listening to right now.
Did she do the intro for the Prouds family? Wasn't she?
Did she?
I don't
That's
forget.
actually pretty good for her. Again, no shade to her, but
But yes.
but here's the thing, like what 3 years? Her biggest claim to fame was 2-3 years ago, beating Jay-Z's ass in the fucking elevator. That was the biggest thing that happened to her. If you think Solange, that is the first thing that pops into your head. Am I wrong on that?
I guess.
Because y'all don't know any of her songs. I don't know any of her fucking songs. That's what I fucking know her from, being Beyonce's sister and swinging on Jay-Z. Anyway, in the shit, this fucking week, she said that she had a separation from her husband. I don't give a shit. I'm not into celebrity gossip or whatever.
What?
I'm not. What?
Wait,
Hold on.
When do I go on celebrity gossip?
Let's pause right now.
What
You just said you
Time
don't
out
give
on
a
the play. Flag on the play.
Hold
What'd I
on.
do?
You just said you don't give a shit, but now you're gonna explain. Sorry, you're gonna explain right now when I say go, how much you give a shit. Go. Go.
I don't care about her personal life.
Post moving.
However, Nigerian TMZ is reporting something. Nigerian TMZ has said very, very clearly, this chick has cheated.
But did she find that Nigerian prince? Did she get the money?
She didn't get no kind of money.
How do you know?
Well, she'll get it from Trust Fund Todd. But here's the deal. Obviously, she swung on Jay-Z probably for cheating on her sister or whatever indirectly.
Is that
in the
even?
elevator.
Yeah, is that even confirmed? Because I heard that wasn't even the thing.
Well, she definitely was
She
whooping
was
his
definitely-
ass.
yeah,
yeah,
she
she
definitely
definitely
beat
swinging on
on him, but for the
something.
reason for
Jay-Z
doing it.
definitely can't fight.
Yeah.
Wow. That would have been a whole. Could you imagine the scenario if he beat her fucking ass?
That would have been Ray
Listen,
Rice.
if a girl was throwing blows at me like that, I would have defended myself. I'm not saying I'll beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, but hold her down or something.
Yeah, she would be
restrain her.
restrained.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm just taking fucking all these licks from you.
He took quite a few swings.
But we're forgetting he had security. He had us hired security guards standing.
I know.
next to
Fire
him.
that motherfucker, right?
Oh,
What are you doing? You letting me get swung on and there's videotape of this shit?
and it's on tape?
Yeah.
Guess what? You never get a job again for the rest of your entire
Exactly.
fucking life, bro.
Exactly.
You might as well go work at Popeyes. Go hire security guards.
Popeye security. God damn
Well,
it.
apparently he can't even do his job for that either.
Yeah. But so here's the deal. So she did some bullshit on Instagram trying to defend her breakup of her marriage. And this is where all the fucking rumors and shit started. Basically saying, here we go. My quote, my body left me with no choice but to listen and be still. And within that stillness, I begin my journey in confronting my worst enemy, fear. Blah, 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 spiritual
Wait.
mumbo jumbo.
Wait, where's
it
the
went
info?
on and on for like a page and a half.
Hold on. Why are you?
No, let him continue. Let him
That's
back
all I'm-
himself into the corner.
These are the quotes from her.
And
She really
from
said.
this,
Wait, the quote she said blah 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 blah.
That was
That's
a
on the
little
quote.
that was a little bit of paraphrase. I didn't want to go on and on, but it was some basically spiritual mumbo. My spiritual transition and evolution have left me no choice in my body, no choice but to move on.
Sounds like
so
lyrics from a
Which
song.
is hippie for I found new fucking eggplant and it made my pussy wet. This is what happened.
that's what you got
Which is-
from that.
Which is yeah, of course. I speak hippie.
Did she
Sticky
fuck
hippie.
somebody, or are you just assuming?
He's
it's fucked up?
assuming.
Yeah, that sounds like some
I
super
need to know.
speculation.
Oh, this is for sure. This is for sure.
All right.
You didn't see. Wait, hold on.
break
Is there
down-
videotape of
Yeah,
this
break
like
down
in
the
the elevator?
investigation.
Yeah, there's no videotape yet. This is an ongoing.
Did she admit
Early-
to it?
No, she has not come out and said this
all
did
she
not
said,
happen
yeah.
or this absolutely did happen. All she's saying is my body, spiritual mumbo jumbo. This in a long ass fucking on and on 2 paragraph, 2 fucking.
We're not on the same page here, bro.
Yeah.
He went 150 something comments deep on his Facebook, calling her a cheater.
Yeah.
How fucking she a piece of shit.
I didn't call her a piece of shit. I don't even care.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
You
you do.
would never post about it if you
Yeah.
did shit.
I said I truly don't care about what she does in her personal life. The thing that I found ironic was that when she swung on Jay-Z 3 years ago, everybody jumped up and said, good for you, rah, 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 because he's a cheater. He cheated on Beyonce. He deserved to get swung on by her sister,
That's the
which was
shit-
bullshit.
That's the shit you give. You give a shit. That's the shit you give. That was hypocritical. You
Oh,
can say you give a
okay,
shit.
yeah, fine. Hypocrisy bothers me,
If-
but I don't care about. I don't care about her personal life.
Oh my God! Did he just
Hypocrisy
fucking say
bothers me.
hypocrisy bothers you?
Yes, I
The
have a problem.
Oathbreaker is saying this shit.
Hypocrisy
Where?
bothers
Oh
me.
my
But you
fucking
need-
goodness! My head just
didn't-
fucking
you need-
exploded.
I
You need some proof, bro. You need some proof.
This motherfucker.
Nigerian TMZ is reporting this.
That's TMZ. It was reporting
He said,
what?
well, he said Nigerian TMZ, not
Yeah, it's
TMZ.
reporting what though? Did you got a picture of her sucking a dick?
You got pictures of her with her new boo.
Is she holding a hand? Is she kissing him?
She's with him.
She's just walking around with a guy.
She's walking around with allegedly the new guy.
Allegedly the new guy, but they're not doing any kind of PDAs.
No, not on
Not
camera.
like-
Not
so
on camera.
what the fuck? Come on, man.
You don't see this for what it is?
No, because there's no proof.
Spiritual mumbo jumbo. My body telling me.
No.
Okay, tell me what woman ever has gone on about my body is in some kind of weird transition spiritually and all this mumbo jumbo.
I can give you
saying-
two.
that's saying I'm
Erica
done with
Badu and your girl fucking Lauren
Erica
Hill.
Badu definitely jumped on other fucking
Hold on.
dudes.
What that's telling me is that she's just basically done with that dude. That's all it's telling me.
She is done with him. I get that.
and that's fine. But I don't hear about cheating.
It sure sounds like cheating to not only me, but at least half of the fucking internet.
So if she's done with that dude and she's filed for divorce, were they married?
Yeah, they were married. They're married for several years.
Do you know if they're filed for divorce?
Yeah, they did. They did officially file for divorce.
When?
Later on this year.
So when were these pictures taken with this other dude?
Earlier, even before that.
Are you see this is like? Are you sure though that she was cheating?
I'm
Just keep pulling
You're
that
right.
thread.
99.9%
Super
positive.
gray area.
Nigerian TMZ has never let me down.
Well, people
Never.
thought Jay-Z that she beat Jay-Z's ass because he was cheating, but there was no proof until like way later.
Of course.
Came out.
Things come
If
out
they-
later.
And I don't even think it was cheating. I think it was just him, like, putting his hands where he shouldn't be, like congratulating somebody or some bullshit. Like, apparently he didn't go inside, but there might have been some.
He has said he admitted later on that he cheated. I mean, I'll
Yeah, but Solange didn't do that. So you need proof for shit like that. Some sort of proof.
We will see even more evidence as time goes on. This is a breaking story.
Not.
This is a breaking story that happened this week.
You're old enough in this shit.
Oh wow!
You need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You're making a fool of yourself.
I see. I see.
Fucking
Put on
stop
clown
it.
makeup.
Fucking stop it.
Looking like the Joker.
Yeah.
How so?
There's no proof.
There's no proof that she didn't cheat. Right?
Are you for real? Are we gonna have the God not God argument? Right, like for real? That's what we're gonna do.
Who says all this stuff rather than, hey, I'm leaving, I've separated, that's it, or no quote at all. We've released a statement by your publicist.
Because motherfuckers like you are asking her are like speculating about
No, she's
shit.
going. These are just her words. These are just her posts.
And her posts say nothing about her sucking a dick or fucking a dude. So,
When your body telling you what to do spiritually and transitionally,
get the fuck away.
that is
What
your
that- what
pussy
that-
getting
what that
wet for
means to
someone
me
else.
Is that he was done. She wasn't satisfying her no more, and she's done.
And moved on to someone else.
Maybe he cheated on her. Do we know that?
He's not the one doing spiritual mumbo jumbo posts.
He's also a nobody. But
Exactly.
then again, so is she.
That don't mean nothing.
but apparently not the prodigy.
The hypocrisy, though.
Hypocrisy. It bothers me.
Oh my god.
Whatever, man. Let's talk about something more interesting. Can we talk about them bots? God fucking damn it. Them robots. Mr.
Did
Robot.
you even see it yet or no?
Yeah, I think we
Okay.
all watched it.
Yes, I
We
watched
all
it.
watched it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy shit, this might have been one of the greatest episodes on TV of all fucking time. It
very
took
good.
all of us a while to figure it out. What the fuck they were doing.
topped. Was it last season when they had like the first
one-
30
oh,
minutes
shot.
was just one
Yeah.
continuous shot?
Yeah.
I don't know. This
topped
is
it.
this. I don't know if that topped it, but it's definitely up there.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Actually, it might have topped it because in that episode there was times where they kind of cheated, and I saw where they cheated.
I'm trying to remember that episode.
The long shot.
It was the one where the
Yeah, where
they're
It felt like one continuous shot.
It was, but there was parts where they cheated. Because
Yeah.
they took us super close in, and that's a part where you can, I know from video editing, where you can change scenes around.
Yeah, you can
and
change
pause
stuff
shit.
in the back, but
That's
I mean,
fine.
but
It was still dope.
yeah, it was cool. But I mean, technically, the camera, I guess, is still running as they're doing a change in the background, so it's still there's no cut, but they're still doing an edit in the back.
There's
sort of
a
thing.
cut in the video editing. There's a cut. Anyway,
It was smooth though, but
this shit. If y'all haven't watched Mr. Robot season 4, episode 5, stop. If you watch the show, stop listening right now.
so wait, what was the name of the episode? Because that kind of ties into
Yeah,
it.
it was Error 405, Method Not Allowed.
Right.
All right. So if you watch the show, stop listening right now. So we're gonna talk about it.
If you haven't watched the show, yeah.
So this episode, there was exactly 2 fucking lines in the entire episode, and most people, me included, I didn't figure it out until well into the goddamn episode.
Yes.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, they haven't said shit for basically forever in this goddamn episode.
I forget what triggered it for me, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, nobody's talking. And I was like, has it been going on the entire? I was like, no, something was said, and
You
I
had to think
remembered.
back.
I was like, something was said. And she was like, oh, we don't have to talk or whatever. And I was like,
Yeah.
are they really gonna do this entire thing? Because I think when my girl Dawn was at the police station or
Oh
whatever,
my God.
and I was like.
Like
She's
nobody.
not- I was like, wait a minute. And I was
Nobody
like,
talking
Way
either.
deep.
yeah, I was like, nobody talking or whatever.
So, but say what? Here's what replaced the words: text messages.
Yeah.
It wasn't like all text in the entire thing. It was
No.
just-
But
yeah.
I mean, the times when you did need dialogue, quote
Yeah.
unquote, the text messages served as that dialogue.
Right,
Yeah.
but there were times where they substituted no dialogue with just like straight, just facial
Yeah.
expressions.
yeah,
Yeah.
tension.
So well.
And, yeah.
Yeah, because there's this whole scene where they're trying to get into like this secure location.
A
and
bank.
there's- It wasn't a bank.
No, it was like some.
No.
Yeah, I thought it was the bank. The whole point of them going was
No,
to get
there-
White
there's no
Rose's,
bank with a gym on the first floor.
It wasn't a bank.
That was a bank.
It had a bunch of servers. It,
was-
said
it was
like
a co- it was a colo.
artificial intelligence something.
Well, it housed a bunch of stuff. Like
Yeah.
on one floor, there was a 3D printer
Yeah.
fabrication place, which is where they got the thumbprint from. They got it printed.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they went through all this stuff to like for them like basically doing like a heist with no words was fucking amazing. I think that's kind of where I figured it out was when Darlene came in and there was no words between her and the guy.
yeah, when she's
Yeah.
just like.
Yeah.
Wait, so wasn't it I guess where the servers were for the financial institution?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yes,
thinking.
but it wasn't just
It's
a
not
bank.
a bank.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a bank.
Yeah, but I mean, it's they handle the actual tech for the financial institution, though.
Part of it. So what it was is that it was like a virtual. What was it called? They had a virtual realty place,
Okay.
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
where they got access. But they also needed access to like thumbprint and a bunch of other shit. They
Yeah.
happened to be in the same fucking building.
Yeah.
So
And
I
they
will
did it
say
pretty accurate how they
when they're
pulled the print up.
when there is dialogue between characters, we as an audience we're not there to listen. The example you get is Darlene entering the facility and she's talking to the security guards, but we as an audience we're with Elliot. And Elliot is in the car and he's waiting for a physical cue because you can see their mouths moving. We can't hear though. We're outside the building with Elliot. Once he sees his physical cue, which is her purposely knocking over her purse, that's when Elliot jumps into action, runs into the facility, very quiet like, even though he's running, jumps over the like security thing, runs to the back, and accesses the server to create fake credentials.
Felt
for
like he was
Darlene.
running half of this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was goddamn from the police. I was like, bruh. And then when he started to pan out, I was like, Jesus Christ.
That
we're-
was
Dude,
fucking.
we're
Like
for
he's
life.
dead.
Yeah.
The one.
His cardio is ridiculous.
Dude, that one scene where they're pulling the fingerprint off of the phone case from the security guard. That shit helped remind me of what was it, like 24 Hours with Eddie Murphy, where they have like the
Yeah,
glass and
with
he's
the
sticking it to the
glue.
fish tank and they put like the
You
crazy
hit-
glue
Wait,
in there.
Yeah, you hit
another
super
48
glue.
hours?
No, I think it was the first 48 Hours.
Oh, okay.
Was it either
There
48
was
Hours
two,
or
but-
it was one of them. It was one of his movies, but I remember them doing that shit. I was
One
like,
of
oh
those, there
shit,
was
they're
a
doing
cop.
that, like hella old school shit.
That's
I
how
guess-
they
I
still
guess
do
they
it.
still work
no,
it.
that's yeah, that's how you pull.
Yeah, but they
look
took
it
the
up.
fingerprint and stuck it on the scanner, and he was able to like get 3D imaging of the fucking thumb,
Yeah.
so he can throw it into a 3D printer and print out a fake thumb.
But it was fucking tense when that the
Yeah.
security guard is slowly figuring shit out. He's like, wait,
Yeah.
something ain't right here.
Yeah,
And he checked his login on his phone. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and he doesn't radio in. He texts the other guy.
Which was brilliant.
Yeah, he's all like,
because they would have heard if.
yeah, they would have heard him because he's
Everything
in the
made
room.
sense.
He's in
Yeah.
the room with, hey, someone had my credentials because that would have alerted them. He's all check the logs.
Well, first he goes in the elevator. He sees that panel open. That's what takes him to that 9th floor.
It sure does.
It was a masterclass on visual storytelling.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
Like almost like a comic that they have those books that have no words in them, just
Yeah.
panels.
Barrier had that last year. One of my favorite comics of last year because it was bilingual.
Yeah.
But they had an entire issue where there was no words in the entire thing.
Yep.
And you understood exactly what was happening. Happening.
I love how they made it where like the scene where when Darlene even pick up Elliot in the beginning and like they kind of run that red light, and that's where like that kind of leads to them getting caught at the end by the like having the ended up on this, I guess, White Rose's fucking radar again, that there must be up to some shit because taxidermy girl hits up FBI girls like, hey, take care of this issue real quick for me. The priority number one.
She's like, I'm gonna jack off first of all.
To my Darlene.
Quick question though: was Tyrell in the van or not?
No,
No.
he left.
No, that was the Asian guy that was like.
Okay, because he went on a walk at the end of the last one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
But
what
he's shot.
That's what tipped me off about this episode being slightly off is because when Darlene says it's okay, you don't have to say anything. Elliot doesn't mention about what happens to Tyrell.
Oh yeah, that
and
was the first line.
and Tyrell finds, I guess, Julius's like box from fucking Pulp Fiction or some shit, which we don't
the
know
end.
what's in. Yeah, at the
Oh,
end of the
yeah.
previous
So
episode.
speaking of boxes, we got to talk about Watchmen later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was like there was that weird ass like animal sound, and he finds something, he opens it up, and there's purple light. Like, did he find some kind of soul or some shit? No idea, but Elliot and Darlene like take off and do their thing. No mention of Tyrell. We see, I think there's like a television where what's his name, the CEO of E Corp is like watching TV where Tyrell's missing.
That was another one that was a great one because he was basically on a fucking fetch quest.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the whole
Easter
time
hunt.
he was
Got the
like,
receipt.
"Go here, then go here." He was like
And
getting mad and shit.
angry about
Yeah.
it.
That was another one, visual storytelling. Like them, just their facial features really conveyed like what the fuck was going on.
Well, even with like the psychiatrist chick, because she was in this episode too, and like she didn't say
Oh,
anything,
yeah.
but like her interaction with her boyfriend, like how like he didn't want to go to the Christmas dinner with the family and shit like that because he was nervous,
Yeah.
and like they kind of, you know, you kind of get that sensation or that feeling that the person has because of the emoticons that he's fucking using in the conversation.
But then it was also
So-
like the person that was following her. Isn't that is that Young Ma?
That's what I
It
thought.
reminded me of Snoop from The Wire.
I was gonna say Snoop, but
No. I mean, like, I think
like
that
a
person was
female
like
rapper,
a female
right?
rapper.
Oh,
It's like
Could
a
be.
really.
Could be.
I'm pretty sure.
I
Let me
wouldn't.
look it
It
up.
wouldn't surprise me.
but she looked like Snoop.
Yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg.
No, Snoop from The Wire. She was
Oh, I never
this
watched The
assassin on The Wire,
Yes.
who was really good. But I felt bad for the psychiatrist. She didn't. She's like the victim in
that's her,
all of this.
isn't it?
Yeah, that was
That's
her.
her. That's totally Young Ma. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't she produce porn now?
I don't think so. I think she just had a baby though.
There's a
something weird.
famous rapper that produces porn now. It's like a female rapper that produces porn.
Good for her getting on Mr. Robot. They've had Joey Badass on
Yeah, I
here
was gonna
too.
say whatever happened to Joey Badass because
He was in jail.
Yeah.
I don't think he got out.
Oh, that's she doesn't do the porn.
Oh, he
It
was
somebody
he was
else.
in the barn when
oh yeah, when
all
Ellie-
that shit
yeah,
went down
when,
Yes.
with the
Dom.
FBI chick.
And it totally was her. I looked it up. Other projects. She's in season 4, episode 5, Mr. Robot.
There you go.
Yeah, Black Ninja was in the barn with when the FBI chick was talking to homeboy crazy dude. with
Yeah.
the hammer and shit.
Yeah, with the axe.
Yeah.
Uh,
The cleaner.
Jesus Christ. Even before this, because I watched like 3 kind of in a row or whatever. They set
Fucking
up
deep.
We didn't have anything with White Rose in this one at all.
No.
But
No.
it's coming. I mean, you feel like that's right on the horizon, and White Rose laid the trap. But then there's this other trap of this drug dealer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit's trippy too.
I think they're gonna help each other. The drug dealer and Elliot.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because like I don't think we even touched on the drug dealer, but like the drug dealer, he's fresh out of jail. He's trying to get he's trying to become the king of New York again, and he's like he knows that he can do some serious shit with Elliot. Like not even like on the drug level, but like on a tech level. You know, Elliot's his person to go to, and he wants to be partners with him. But he sent out one of his homeboys to do a little escalating.
Espionage.
Yeah, and homeboy was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. He's just talking to some chick. He's all, what the fuck you mean? He shows he shows this little kid. He's all, tell me what you see in the picture. He's like, she looks like she's angry. Like she doesn't want him there.
Yeah,
like,
he had a story.
He looks like he's in trouble, and he made her mad and shit like that. Homeboy, how come this little kid got all that from this picture? Bow! Fucking shot him. I was like,
He didn't give a
damn,
fuck.
dude.
Yeah.
Gone.
That's from the last episode. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
last
what
episode,
got me
fuck.
is that kid wasn't phased.
Yeah, he was
He's like, oh, he
Can I-
just shot
can I-
this dude.
Can I get the cocaine from my mom now?
Yeah, all bad.
That shit was crazy too. How he had little kids
Stuffing
fucking.
them in turkeys.
Yeah.
Nino
Happy
Brown.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Brown.
So
They're making a new one of those, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah, I heard they trying to.
I want no part of
I
that.
gotta
Yeah.
rewatch it though. I gotta rewatch it. I haven't seen it in a long fucking
it's
time.
good. I have it on
They're
DVD.
fucking
You know what I
good.
should do? What came back? I should rewatch old black gangster movies like that because I'm pretty sure she's never seen any of them.
Juice.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you
Like
gotta have her
Juice,
like
yeah.
live tweet it.
Oh shit.
South Central. Colors.
This is so
Colors.
terrible.
Ice-T.
Oh shit.
Damn, boy. She didn't even see Boys in the Hood?
I'm pretty sure she hasn't. No.
So what?
Okay.
Smoke A.
So we go to Watchmen now?
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but
I
y'all go
haven't,
ahead.
yeah, I haven't seen the latest
Oh
Watchmen.
god damn.
No, go ahead.
Are you fucking for real?
I gotta get into it. I'm gonna
I
start
don't wanna
watching the
spoil
show.
it.
I just see them bots.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
all right,
Speak
all
on-
right.
speak
I'm
on a
watching
little bit.
Watchmen tonight.
Can we talk about giant dildos?
Yeah.
Oh,
Giant
damn.
dildo bat thing you used
Oh
to
my
go
God.
off on about
Hold the-
years.
Hold the fuck on.
Last week was
So
tomatoes.
this episode of Watchmen, before you watch it, if you haven't watched the episode yet, you should probably go back and rewatch the Watchmen movie. Because the previous episodes, it wasn't really a big deal. Rorschach, him being like referenced in the show, wasn't a big deal. You don't really have to know what he's all about because so far there's literally zero fucking correlation between like Rorschach and these KKK motherfuckers. The what do they call them? The cavalry.
Yeah.
Like I still don't understand the connection there because Rorschach wasn't like that in the movie. But in this episode, they have like direct correlations to like the Silk Spectre, Vite or Voight. How do you say Vite?
I think it's Vite. Vite or Vite?
Vite, something like that.
Something.
A bunch of other characters that are in the Watchmen movie, which you would probably better serve if you watch the movie more recently, so you can understand who the fuck the characters are. Because they also make references to the Al guy and shit like that, Al Man or whatever.
Yeah.
Or read the comic, too.
Yeah, read the comic. That's another one. But yeah, so apparently the Silk Spectre has an older lady is in this,
Oh, wow.
and she's an FBI agent.
Good
And there's like
shit.
in the beginning of I'll just at the beginning of the episode, she's carrying around this fucking suitcase thing, and she opens it up, and it's I'm gonna fast forward in the episode because it's fucking funny. But she opens it up, and it's like a blue light is coming out of this fucking suitcase, right? And at the end of the episode, she's in a hotel room, and she opens up the same suitcase, and she's literally carrying this fucking suitcase everywhere, and it's this giant fucking dildo of Dr. Manhattan, or Mr. Manhattan,
Yeah.
Dr. Manhattan, of his dick, and it's huge, like this big metal fucking.
There you go.
She's got to like click.
Vacuum
She has to
cleaner.
like click the balls on it and shit because
Whoa.
it's big. I was just like, dude.
It's a two-piece.
Wait,
Yeah.
does she use it?
Oh yeah. Damn. I mean, they don't show her using it, but she uses that shit. I was like,
it's
damn.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So we find out she's pretty much a part of this like FBI task force that is like against vigilantes and everything.
Even though she was one, that's what's hilarious.
Yeah, well, it makes it sound like she cut some sort of deal, I guess, back in the day, and they kind of touch on it because she's got a deal with the government dude, the guy that ends up getting taken. Was that this episode where the hostage gets? Yeah, that all happened this episode at the funeral, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, they tried to take him, and then yeah.
Okay.
That's the younger
Yeah,
congressman. or
there's like
something
a
that.
congressman
Yeah.
guy or whatever, and her and him and Silk Spectre are talking, and they make reference to like there's some deal, and he can get a pardon if he gets to be president, and pretty much hints at everything that owl guy is gonna get released from jail and everything. She has his pet owl and all this stuff. They're still kind of like connecting stuff.
Yeah.
Owl
What
guy's in
happened
it?
without saying it.
He's not in it.
He's not,
yet.
and it makes it sound
Yeah.
like he's in jail. She cuts some sort of deal where she's no longer in jail and she's working with the FBI. She's worked her way up and now is this like commanding official in the anti-vigilante task force and everything. So they get news of what's going on in Tulsa. She agrees to go out there, and they're like, well, you can't go alone. And so she picks this just sort of intern FBI guy who's just operating the fucking slide,
buttons.
the button
Yeah.
on the slide monitor or whatever.
But he was the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it ends up he ends up being sort of a fan. They have this like kind of conversation on the plane. She ends up fucking him after she pleasures herself with the fucking blue dildo.
And she's an older lady.
Yeah, she kind of still get it, but she goes into Tulsa. They're about to have their interview. She talks with Regina King, and their dialogue is great between the Silk Spectre and Regina King's character, because she knows who Regina King is.
I gotta say, it's like the Night Nun or something like that. And what's her like her
Sister
actual
Night?
name? Sister Night. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Or they call her the nun too, don't they?
I think it's one of the aliases or something
Yeah.
of Sister Night. But the dialogue going back and forth between those is good because she knows who Regina King is. And Regina King is
Angela,
like,
goddammit.
no,
Angela
I'm just a
Abar.
baker, blah, 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 blah. And she ain't having it. So they go to the funeral for the police chief and everything.
Don
And
Johnson.
while they're there, there's this guy in one of his cavalry members has dug this tunnel into one of the mausoleums adjacent to where they're about to bury the fucking chief and shit like that. He comes up there and he starts connecting his suicide vest or whatever. He explains it's attached to his heart. He can bust out. Says, "Oh, I'm gonna blow up this motherfucker. I want the governor dude. I don't know if he's the governor or the senator, or whatever the fuck." Gets ready to take him hostage. FBI chick puts one in his fucking dome. Just,
Nice.
yeah.
Damn.
But it was, well, for some reason they were just disarming everybody at the funeral. Like you couldn't bring any firearms into the funeral for some reason, except she had it like strapped onto her ankle because she was just ready for some.
Because they
some
disarmed
shit.
her too, but they gave her one of her guns.
Yeah. So she shoots the dude, but the bomb is about to fucking go off. So Regina King jumps into action, drags the fucking terrorist dude, puts him into the fucking to the grave where they're gonna bury the chief, then pushes the coffin of the fucking chief onto the body. Kaboom!
Which was overkill. if he's 6 feet in the ground, you're good to go.
Yeah. And then boom, blood and fucking body parts everywhere. And shit. So that part was really badass. And then
They had a fucked up part of the show. This is like a problem with like forensics, where they were saying, oh, they wanted to exhume the body to do like more forensic work on there to see if he was poisoned. I'm like, if they already had his funeral, he'd already had all of his fucking fluids removed, or
Yeah.
he would already been full of all this shit. So like to me, I was just like, You can't. It's like way too late for autopsy for like to check for what's it? I think it's pathology, right?
They wanted to do a toxology
report.
yeah,
That's what it is.
or whatever.
It's way too late for that. Once you take away all the fluids and put in fucking formaldehyde and all that other bullshit.
I would agree with that.
But that's just me nitpicking.
Yeah,
it's still a great show.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
But things work differently there. I mean, they got fucking tomatoes that grow on trees, and it rains fucking frogs or some shit.
Giant dildos and shit.
Wait, what was it rain? It rained what?
Squid.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any of it, huh?
Yeah. But
I wasn't a fan of the movie.
No, this is not the movie.
Yeah, when you guys watch it, and then when they're having their coffee in the crypt and everything, I thought that was just awesome. Where Regina was just like, "Ooh, I'm shaking my boots." I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be fucking so good." Yeah. But it's the dialogue in that show is pretty fucking awesome. I didn't see any world shifting moments this week.
No.
Nothing over the top except that fucking weird ass British dude. We'll get to the end part or whatever. But I guess he's what I'm reading. He's potentially on Mars.
That's what I was thinking too. Right when the guy was like coming, he came down frozen.
Yeah.
I was like, he's probably not on the planet.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's trying to like figure out a way to get off planet or to like escape. Yeah. I knew he was a prisoner.
Yeah.
Because like what he did at the end of Watchmen was fucked up. Mm-hmm. He was obviously the villain.
Yeah.
And there had to be some kind of consequences for him.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Dr. Manhattan took him with him to Mars.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And he's, I guess, apparently sort of sectioned off into this area of Mars. Because he goes off of his sort of marked territory he's supposed to be on, and he shoots this buffalo or whatever, kills it, and I was like, you ain't gonna kill a buffalo with a fucking arrow, but he shoots it right in the fucking eye,
which wouldn't have killed it,
which wouldn't have killed it either, and drops it, and then there's this other mysterious dude that fucking is the game warden, as it's called, writes him this like letter that's fucking wax sealed and everything about how he was issued a warning. And there will be no warnings next time.
Very cordial about it.
Yeah. So it's crazy interesting what's going on in that aspect of things. And then right at the end of the episode, well, actually, during course of the episode, Silk Spectre is telling this joke or whatever. It's a long-winded joke, so I won't explain it. But it goes on throughout the course of the thing.
Basically, the fucking Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And she's talking to this phone that is supposed to connect people on Earth to Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, shit.
And towards the end of it or whatever, she's just like, I don't even see why I'm doing this. Fucking, you don't even listen to this, blah, 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 blah. So she walks outside or whatever, and boom, the fucking car that the fucking wheelchair man was in just drops right in front of her or whatever. And she looks up, there's no crane or whatever, but you see, which is Mars, I guess.
Obviously Mars.
Yeah, it's like sort of like pulsating or whatever. So it makes it seem like, I guess, Dr. Manhattan got the message and is like,
damn,
whatever, dropping cars, whatever, on fucking planets and shit like that. So it was another fucking great episode. Crazy shit going down. Regina King's absolutely killing it in this fucking show. Love it.
Awesome.
You know, so I read that the show had a 200,000 viewer drop off after the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
So people got mad about it.
Oh yeah, people are. I was reading some of the IMDb comments from like the users, and they're just not here for that race shit because they're just because they just don't want to see Rorschach, I guess, villainized as that from what they're saying.
Yeah, so I understand sort of that part, but for me, I'm intrigued to see how they're connecting the dots between Rorschach and this super racist group, which I just don't. And the racist group might not be what they seem to be.
Yeah,
what I think that most people don't really understand because they stopped watching after the first episode is that it seems like there's some vast conspiracy that is more than just the cavalry.
Now I've heard different podcasts and read some articles to that connected, but I'm not versed on it on how they are connecting the dots because they're saying, I guess, based on stuff that happened in the comics, it takes it to that next step with that character, but I don't know how factual that is or not. That's just what I've read, and I don't know. I can't explain it myself.
He's a lunatic. He is a vigilante for certain. He's extremely violent in the comics. You don't get a sense of him overtly being part of a white supremacist group at all.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is 30, 40 years later, and it's very easy to see possibly that maybe that group co-opted his hood or his
and it
mask.
also could have been that they read his journal incorrectly.
Very well could be.
Because him talking about, because there was obviously, when he was being a superhero, he had no superpowers.
No.
So they could have misconstrued the words that he was saying about, like, other people, of just being like, maybe they weren't pure or something like that, because he's like a pure human.
Yep.
These other folks were not. You know what I mean? So maybe they misconstrued, but this is obviously me throwing just shit out there.
Yeah.
I have
Nobody
no
knows
fucking
yet.
idea. But one thing I want to just point out is that I noticed that there were a lot of people that were Caucasian being very mad about, like, this whole woke culture thing, and they're mad about these white supremacists being in the show as if these things never existed. It's like, listen, all right, I understand, like, your gripe about, white supremacists, but I want to just point out a couple things. First of all, they still fucking exist.
True.
All right.
Yeah.
Second of all, we have all these shows about these gangster-ass black dudes killing other people, killing white people, killing everybody and shit. That doesn't offend me at all, because that's not fucking me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, that guy's an asshole, but also, this is just, like, fictional characters. I don't understand why they're taking it so personally upon themselves to get so offended about this shit.
Within the first episode, they lynched a white cop, right?
Yeah.
And there was the shooting of a black officer, who was just doing his job and whatnot.
Pretty even,
Yeah, I mean, but again,
Well, wait. What
and
makes
we-
it not even is that they bombed Black Wall Street.
Well,
so
Well, no, but
They-
that really happened, though.
They,
I know,
Yeah,
but-
they fucking educated a lot of people on some shit that a lot of people didn't know about.
And
It's true.
and that's what I, like, really applaud them on, is that if anything, Watchmen has educated Americans and hopefully the world that there was an atrocity that went just totally under, one of many atrocities that happened in America that people just didn't know about.
Yep.
It was totally just under the covers, and now it's in the light of day. People probably still don't know that this is real. People that probably watched the show just assume that it was just some storyline that somebody wrote, but it was a real thing that happened.
yeah, and fortunately, a lot of people did look it up afterwards. You could see even from online, there were people learning about it, which is awesome. The other thing I'll say though, real quickly, is nobody's forcing anybody to watch it. If you don't want to, that's on you. It's an excellent show in our opinion or whatever, but it's really your loss because you're not going to find out what the fuck happened. But the last thing I'm going to say to point out again. Snyder killed Watchmen as a franchise for Warner Brothers 10 years ago, goddammit. We talked about I don't care what anybody says. We talked about that return on investment. That shit fucking bombed. And it didn't lead to any rumors whatsoever over the last 10 years of Warner Brothers doing another movie.
And thus far, even though I said I rewatched The Watchmen recently, just before The Watchmen came out, I think it was after the first episode came out because I wanted to show K-Mac, what this was basically sort of about, the same universe. And still, the show is vastly superior than the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the few people, apparently, that like the movie.
I can, even though there are some, obviously squids and tomatoes and shit like that is a little bit is far-fetched, but in terms of the universe where it's like, okay, we're going to take something that actually factually happened and we're just going to put a small twist on it in terms of the Redforddations and everything. Redfordations or whatever. And essentially what would happen if that were to have had happen and we have all this. And I don't think that's extremely far-fetched to have people in middle America, Oklahoma be pissed off or these white nationalists to be pissed off that African Americans got hooked up with money from the government.
Well, they're in trailer parks.
Yeah, that part of it doesn't seem all that far fetched, and it's interesting for me to see. And we talked about in the group how they wanted to make this whole Confederacy show on HBO. And put a twist on history in the universe, and people were just like, nah, I don't want to see it. But essentially, they've just came out and did it with Watchmen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're absolutely loving it.
I'll say this real quickly too. Remember, Amazon has a show. I think it's still on, The Man in High Castle.
Yeah.
Which is an alternative history of the U.S. if Nazi Germany won World War II, basically,
Listen,
and took over America.
Right. Inglourious Bastards it wasn't loosely based. You know what I mean? But it was totally reimagining of what happened.
Oh,
and nobody really gave a shit.
Same thing with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
There you go.
Alternate
Well,
history.
Some people hated that Bruce Lee shit on there.
Yeah.
Well, isn't not Beta. It's not Betamax. What is it called? Is it Betamax? The
Big Hero
Disney movie?
6?
Big Hero 6. Isn't that like an alternative world where like Japan conquered?
San Francisco.
Yeah, where Japan
What the hell?
conquered America and shit like that. So
Ooh, I
there's a
can't
lot of
wait.
shit out there.
Honestly, I think this is. I'm usually not into like this racist bullshit, but I think it's just racist bullshit because they're just like, oh, you know, black people, this is woke bullshit. It's like, listen, shut the fuck up. All right, it's a good show. If you don't like it, whatever the fuck.
Change
but
channel.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen an overt communist Russian being on an American police force wanting to desperately hunt down white nationalists and kill them?
That's just great to me.
I've never seen anything like that ever on TV
He's
or in
ready
any
to go
movies.
100% of the time. He's like, he's got his thing on him.
Yeah,
He's ready to fucking,
he
he's ready to
keeps
shoot
that
a
motherfucking thing on him.
him.
Come on
He's
now.
ready to go.
Even with what's it called? What's the guy with the silk face? I mean, with the looking glass.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh, you're what was she calling the machine?
I can't remember.
Uh,
I just like
but
when he
too
was
early.
like, your kids, huh?
or
So
your
I was
racist
like-
detector. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Call
racist
it-
detector, yeah.
yeah, you're racist. It's not a racist detector. All right, you're racist detector.
That's basically what it was. Though.
yeah, it's so good.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Who saw this movie, this Terminator, Dark Fate? Anybody?
That would be
Old
me.
Ninja.
Yeah, I saw.
You the only one?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is this any
Was it
good?
that bad?
No, it's just
I
not.
heard it bombed.
Yeah,
bombed
it did
bad.
bomb pretty bad. But I think people are Terminator out because like there's nothing really as far as the Terminator itself. There's nothing new really. The only real difference that he's Mexican.
Did they
So-
explain why Arnold being a Terminator is aged and shit?
No,
They
not
don't- they
really.
don't even-
No, they
No,
don't.
they explained it in fucking T2.
They did in I think in Genesis as well. But
They
T2
explained him being older? Did I miss
Yeah,
that?
in
No,
Genesis
they
they
explained
do.
that his flesh does break down over time.
Oh yeah.
He's
Oh,
older
okay.
model.
Yeah,
Okay.
T2.
Okay.
And
Alright.
he's on
He's T800.
Yeah, he's been in the past for 22 years, I guess. 22, 23, 30, whatever. It says 22 years, but the thing is that if you're a Trump supporter, you're probably not going to like this film because the new protagonist is literally a Mexican nationalist from Mexico, and then the Terminator's Mexican. So people are probably going to double down.
Who's the Terminator in this?
So if you've seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4 with Ghost Rider, the guy who's Robert Reyes, that guy is Terminator.
Oh,
It's
he is?
cool
Wow.
because, so he is bonded to a, like, they call it the Rev 9 version of the Terminator, and then his flesh is like the T-1000 version, so he's able to split from his exoskeleton. So there's two of them. It looks cool
So
and
he can
shit.
wait and say that. And so his skin.
His
so he's like-
skin becomes a separate entity from
So
the
it's two of 'em.
exoskeleton. So basically, he's two,
That's badass.
which is cool. But it's nothing
I
we
don't
haven't
know if it's
seen.
better than the second. Why is he so much better than Liquid Man though?
I mean,
The
Liquid-
T1000 one would seem
Yeah.
to be better though, right?
T1, yeah, but the T1000 could be anything. But his I guess liquid form could be anything as well. Like he's able to assimilate other humans, but he has to physically contact them to like copy their DNA, and then he kills.
That's
And then
what
he
I thought
kills
the other
them.
one did too, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he did
No,
the
he,
same
he
thing.
just killed them because fuck it.
But no,
Terminator,
he had to
that's
touch
his
him
job.
to
them.
manipulate it. Or,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but that
I
doesn't
think
matter. The thing is, we've seen this before. There's nothing
Yeah.
really that new. I mean, don't get me wrong. Story-wise, this is better than Terminator 3,
Which
Terminator,
sucked.
Terminator Salvation,
I didn't remember any of those.
and Terminator Genesis. This has way better
Man,
story.
there have been 3 besides this one after T2.
I just named them.
God damn.
Did I not just name? I
watched-
did say 3 movies, didn't I?
I watched the one with what's that dude's name?
The Rock.
No, the
Rock
Rock wasn't
ain't
in
in
any
any
of
of
them.
them.
What the fuck is wrong?
Should have been. It probably would have
Go
been
with
better.
The guy from Avatar.
Christian Bale. I also want Christian
Yeah, that's
Bale.
that's
yeah,
Salvation.
Salvation.
Okay.
That's with Christian Bale and Sam.
So that's 4?
And then I watched
Sam
I watched the
Wor-
one with the guy that could he was liquid but he could also do like a machine construction thing where he could shoot like rockets and shit out of his arms.
Was
That's
like,
probably Genesis.
Oh.
that's
that
the
was
one
5
where
probably.
like the T2 was like a like nanotech, right?
Yeah,
Like
something
nanobots
that,
or some
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's probably Genesis.
But like he also came back. He actually was Connor, but yeah, Connor
yeah,
turned
that's
out to be-
Genesis. That was
Yeah.
Genesis.
Why is Homegirl in the movie?
What? Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
So
She's badass.
she is badass, even though she's like 70.
Is this fan fiction
But-
or does she have like a role?
She does have a role because it literally starts with her in 1998. That's literally the first 30 seconds of
Do
the
they
film.
de-age her or something?
Yeah, it looks like her from 97, from like T2. And it's her with a preteen John Connor. Something goes down where it changes the future. But she thinks that Skynet, she stops. But comes to find out that it's not Skynet, even though Skynet gets defeated.
It was Google.
Something else. It's like Murphy's Law. No matter what she does in the past, we're still going to get terminated. No matter what. So
Sounds pretty bad.
Terminator still happened, but it's not by Skynet. It's a different version. It's like a new AI, a new system, a new future, but they're more dangerous because they build these like Terminators that can split basically. And there's like basically like a new John Connor, a new Sarah Connor type thing, and she's the one that has to deal with the past being different or the future.
That's the short-haired blonde woman, right?
Yeah, technically. Well, so she's kind of like if you saw Salvation. She's like a version of Sam Worthington's character.
Okay.
But they explain it way better. In Salvation, he's like in the past, and then he wakes up and he's like cyborg, and he doesn't know it. This one, she volunteered because she's about to die to augment her life to live longer and be a better soldier, but there's repercussions for this.
Why do you are people just tired of this franchise? Why are people not
feel
taking
like
to
I
it?
feel like there's franchise fatigue. Like we've seen this before. We've seen shitty Terminator films, and there are 3 of them. This one attempts to fix that by erasing what happens after T2, but I think that people were kind of done.
Yeah.
I think people are over it. And it sucks because this is better than the last 3. I would encourage people to see it, but then again, I have to take it back and be like, well, this is shit we've kind of seen before. There's nothing really new. I will say the story is way better than the last 3, but there's shit that you've already seen. You're not going to be wowed.
It's only made $29 million.
Yeah.
And the budget was like, what, 130?
No, like 180.
Yeah, so,
If-
I mean, it sucks, but the story's good. The story holds together way better than the other one.
But here's my thing, though. With this franchise, it's been around since the mid-'80s, right?
Early 80s. I think
early
the first
80s?
one's like 83.
Okay, god damn.
The first 2 were the second one was probably the best sequel of all time.
Yeah.
At least in the top 3.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Yes,
up there.
It's
Way
up there.
I wouldn't put it over Empire, but it's up there.
It's up there with
top 3.
So it's up there with Aliens, Empire.
Aliens is my favorite.
But that's a Camry.
it's-
That's a
yeah,
Camry movie too.
it's right there. Right there.
Yeah, right there. Up there. It's definitely up there.
It's way up there. But what's hard is it's so great, and then the others
the top.
have been awful. Some of
Yeah.
them.
Well-
That why if you're not going to be better or at least the same level as T2, which was in the early '90s, then why do I give a fuck?
Well,
like
what
you
Ninja's
can't.
saying is that it was at least as good, right?
Yeah.
You said it was as good as T2?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was gonna say.
No. It's
there you
better.
go.
I'm saying it's better than the 3 that came after T2.
Well, with Terminator, for me, it's like
If this came out, if this was T3, this would have done way better. Way fucking better.
Well, I thi-
But
Ship
it's
has
not, unfortunately.
I think the thing with Terminator is it sold well at the beginning because Arnold or whatever. Arnold's now old as fuck now.
And
we
they
don't-
brought him back.
Yeah, they brought him back.
But it's like we don't
What
really.
is-
I don't
He's
buy
in
him
Genesis
going around
too.
fucking people
Was
up.
he
I
Genesis?
can't. It doesn't do anything for me. And then when T2 came, the special effects with Liquid Dude was off
yeah.
the fucking charts.
That was
Like,
the
we
thing
hadn't-
back then
we
because
hadn't
we'd never seen it.
We had never seen anything remotely like that or whatever. And now it's like. For,
Wait,
at that-
when did Abyss drop?
I think the same. Was it the same? It might have been
Abyss-
the same
Oh,
year.
damn, Abyss was good. But
Yeah,
it was
Abyss.
better than Abyss.
No, this was, but I'm just saying, wasn't it
Well,
the
it's the same
similar
effect,
CGI though?
Yes, yeah.
but it
So
was
look,
better.
the
Wait.
the
I'll
Abyss.
top that.
I was
This was
screaming.
dark,
Last Flight of the
though.
Navigator.
No.
He had
No.
that Liquid character too, and
Yeah, but
No.
I mean,
Close.
so the ship with Flight of the Navigator, the ship isn't like the protagonist. It was really about him
but
and the
just the effect,
creatures.
though.
Yeah, the effects, but it's not as heavy as T2.
Well,
Fun
let me
fact:
just- let
Pee
me
Wee
just
Herman was the
rewind
voice of
to
the
what
character.
yeah.
Prodigy just said, because most people don't even know what the fuck The Abyss is.
That's true.
The Abyss is like one of the greatest movies that nobody ever fucking watched. Well, nobody today probably watched.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a horror movie that was like fucking 30,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was a fucking awesome movie. But the problem with The Abyss, as far as special effects go, is that the special effects were mostly in the dark. The thing that made T2 excellent is that they had this liquid dude in broad daylight doing liquid shit, and that would like there was
Mercury.
lighting.
He was killing
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, and that shit was dope. And in The Abyss, it was cool too, but everything was dark, so they can get away with like a lot of like kind of like half-ass special effects. You didn't need lighting.
Even when he walks through that fucking jail cell or
Yep.
whatever,
And walk
that
through
was
the
just
bars.
yeah, it was just
And
fucking amazing.
His gun gets stuck.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, hold on.
Yeah.
The scene I'll never forget. I mean, everything with the liquid guy was cool, but man, that L.A. River, fucking with
Yeah,
Arnold and
yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
John Connor on the bike and the
And the fucking semi-truck.
semi-truck goes
Yeah.
over. That was it, man.
yeah.
The 90s brought about the fucking blockbuster movie.
Yeah, and this was one of the first.
Like Independence Day,
Jurassic
fucking
Park.
Jurassic Park. Yeah,
Well,
Jesus.
historians say the first summer blockbuster film was Jaws. Because Jaws back then, nobody had ever seen
Yeah,
anything like that.
But that was
And-
that
That
was
was like
one.
80, yeah.
yeah,
right?
but I mean,
the 90s had a lot
of them.
yeah,
a
the
lot,
90
lot.
did. I mean, when did Aliens come out? Was that in 80s?
That was 80s. That was 80s.
No,
That was
but
late
I
80s,
would
though.
not even consider Aliens a blockbuster because this is in the 90s. They figured no. Look at the
would-
numbers.
Aliens?
Look at the numbers.
I don't know what it made in the
It
theater.
was rated R. It was nobody. It did very low numbers. I can almost guarantee you. What the 90s is, they figured out the fucking formula where you make a PG-13 movie that had a lot of special effects that opened in a shitload of theaters. Aliens did none of those.
Dude. Fucking
They had good special effects, but
Independence Day was,
I was about to say, I was
Independence
just
Day
saying
was-
Independence Day.
and
yeah.
Toy Story 2 is up in the 90s. God damn.
blockbusters.
Blockbusters.
Yeah.
Lion King, Titanic.
Matrix.
Oh, yeah, man. Well, Titanic was
Matrix
the first.
not in the- was it in the 90s?
Yeah,
That was
99.
99, yeah.
That and
I was
Star
in-
Wars.
I was in 29 pounds when that came out. I had to fucking take a car to drive to, shit, I forget where it was, but it was somewhere else in like the fucking desert. You know, watch that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, T2, I need to watch it again. And actually, that was one of the reasons why my buddy got fucking a laser disc.
Oh, shit.
T2 was
yeah.
on there.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So this is a piece of technology history. If you listen to anything that's been remastered from like the 90s to like the mid 2000s, the audio was from Laserdisc. Because the Laserdisc had the best fucking audio up until this time, even until like probably today. Because it was basically uncompressed.
Yep.
It was fucking badass. They were basically like this big. My friend Nicky Chen, he was from Taiwan. But he grew up here, but he was born in Taiwan. And his dad was like super into like audio visual. They had like these fucking gigantic speakers that were like bigger than me. They had these fucking mini discs that were like, they're basically fucking records that were CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, and you had to fucking turn them over and shit midway through.
Yeah.
But god damn, back then the experience you got through that shit was like, it was before HD, but it was fucking
It
badass.
felt amazing.
My auntie
Yeah.
had one, and I used to love going over a movie, and we watched fucking ET on that shit, and just the sound quality was like amazing.
The
It was
sound
like,
was the best,
god
yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
The video, the reason why it wasn't the best is because they were still CRTs, and
Yeah.
everything was basically still 480p max
Yeah.
back when those came out. Nothing was fucking 720 or even 1080.
My auntie, she had that. I'm pretty sure you guys all remember this. She had like a projector screen, but it was the kind where like the screen was here, but you had to like pop open the bottom, and they had like the giant fucking red, green, and blue like projector thing, so
remember that shit.
it'll bounce off of something and then onto the screen.
Yep.
That shit was fucking huge, but I always
No.
thought that thing was so fucking cool.
Dude, do you remember the ghetto projectors? Where you used to take like an old CRT monitor and they had like the gigantic fucking magnifying glass that you put in front of your TV? Remember that shit?
I don't.
I don't remember that one.
Dude, like a couple of my friends that I grew up with had that shit. Like literally, it's a magnifying glass you put in front of your TV and it projected it so it was like even bigger.
Oh shit.
It was like fucking crazy. Let's see
Oh,
if
it's
I can
got-
find a fucking.
It's kind of like what they
Picture
have
of
for
it.
the Game Boy, right? Where they make, so if you want to make the
Yeah,
screen bigger, I remember that
yeah.
shit.
I'm sorry, we jumped on you. Old Ninja, did you give a final review? Like, you got a number on this one? What did you say you liked it?
I'm giving this a 7.5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a solid film, but it's not, like I said, the story's good, but it's not shit that we've seen before. You're not going to be wowed. You'll be just like,
Then for you, are you saying pretty much you're okay with this franchise being dead?
No, I mean, everyone loves the Terminator. Everyone loves like a creepy machine trying to kill you and shit. But I just think that people are fatigued. I think rebooting it is a bad idea. Because if they reboot it, they're just going to get The Rock or somebody. So it's like, I'm sorry, Arnold, but I
gotta
think
let it die.
Yeah, y'all need to let this die. Like James Cameron, focus on your Avatar shit because you're supposed to have a bunch of that shit coming out in the next 7 years. So
You got to give this franchise to someone else if you do want it to live. Just like with Star-Lord going to Jurassic World now, those movies work real well.
I guess.
You know?
But the thing is, the whole time travel thing, and I mean, yeah, they have a new protagonist and shit, but it's like I said, nothing we haven't seen before. It needs like something, a whole 90-degree turn or some shit.
Wait,
or
what happened
180.
to the original John Connor? Like, is he like a cokehead or some shit like that? Like the actor?
I heard he gets smoked in this one.
Yeah, you see this right here? This is like literally a thing it was a thing in like the 80s.
Actually, I do remember that shit.
It was a like you would put like this gigantic, here, I'll pull it up for the people that are watching. But it's like this gigantic magnifier that you would put in front of your TV and you would magnify it up into like this huge screen. This is probably like a 60-something inch.
That looks pretty
4x3. But this is like back when people were like, so back in the day, like a 32-inch TV was fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
With
it
the
was
wood
a lot of
panel
money.
all around it?
Yeah. So
And
what you would
heavy
do-
as fuck.
yeah, so you would put like this magnifier in front of the TV and you'd move it back and you move it forward or back to get like the best picture, but it would like magnify it up to like 60-something inches or above.
That looks dope.
Yeah.
That looks fucking dope, man.
Damn. So
go ahead.
I'm just looking at Aliens in '86, and I'm trying to see what the budget was, but like it made 131 like overall, but T2, because Aliens had 40 markets, T2 had 25, but it made $500 million.
Wow. Yeah, in early
lot.
90s money.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
blockbuster.
They figured out the key. The key was the PG-13 rating opening in multiple theaters, and you couldn't do that with rated R.
No, but
this
T2
is-
was R, though. That was hard R.
T2 I think
I don't
was
think it was R.
PG-13.
It's
No.
PG-13.
Because
there's no blood.
yeah,
Oh,
so
that's shooting and
oh
killing?
no, it is
There's no-
R.
it's
No, it's
R.
gotta be R.
Yeah, it's R.
It says R.
It
There
says
was,
R.
I don't think there was any blood in that shit though.
There's not, because I thought they were gonna lower the. I think there's a PG-13
I
version.
don't remember. I know he's
and an R
stabbing.
version.
He's stabbing motherfuckers with his fucking blade hand and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
but I can't
fucking-
remember.
No blood though.
I
remember.
don't
Yeah.
remember. I
So
don't
there's
remember.
there's a
could-
scene.
have to rewatch
So there's
this.
a scene in where
gotta
they
be some blood.
the part where they filmed in Fremont
Yeah.
where he's shooting everybody and says no killing. So they brought
Shoots
that.
him in the leg.
Yeah, he shoots him in the leg. So I think that brings them down to a PG-13, but there's an R release because it got re-released. Both of them got re-released, Aliens and Terminator 2. So Terminator 2 got re-released.
I'm looking at it like, all
So
right.
it got re-released in 2003.
There you go. But yeah. Did y'all talk about Modern Warfare at
It
all?
was definitely R.
We talked a little bit.
Oh, who?
Modern Warfare, the new Call of
Oh.
Duty. I finished the fucking campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Was it
So
short?
I talked about I mean, I think
It's about
a
8 to 10, maybe.
I
yeah.
think it's like 10 to 15, maybe.
Yeah, depending on how you play.
Maybe.
I know you talked about it a little bit last
I
week.
did.
Just in terms of my impression, man, this is one of the best campaigns for Call of Duty I've played since Modern Warfare 2. And
Saying a lot because the last few games have been kind of on the floppy
well,
side.
last year didn't have a campaign at all.
which angered me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're back with it, and they bring it, and it feels like there are multiple no Russian missions in terms of you want to look away from the torture, from the kids getting killed,
See,
from the hardcore violence.
Man,
Yeah,
fuck them kids. Man.
Oh, damn.
I read somewhere that I don't know which review site, but it was getting bombarded with shit reviews from Russia because
Oh, yeah.
I think I
it's
think
just-
it's being pulled from Russian markets. I've heard all kinds of shit.
yeah, they're just I did hear that as well, but it just I guess because they're pissed off at how they're portrayed in it and shit like that, so they've been like bombarding negative reviews on I forget what site it was.
Here's the deal. I could see from their perspective, if you want to get all nationalistic and all that, they're not portrayed well in this game, but there are a lot of games where Russians aren't portrayed very well.
Listen, Russia, please make shitty video games make video games that make us look bad. You've got plenty of material to make Americans look bad. We do all kinds of fucked up shit from the military, CIA, fucking FBI. We've done all kinds of shit to different countries. Make your own video games.
Yeah.
I would love to buy a video game with the Americans are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Because it'd be hilarious to me.
No. And I think
feel like
Spec Ops played with some of that
Spec Ops is
because
great.
there were American military soldiers
Yeah.
doing foul shit and towing that line of doing wrong stuff, and that's where you got the white phosphorus
Yes,
and all that other
hold
stuff.
on, though. Spec Ops was a game to where after I beat it, I felt like a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
I
we're
was like,
supposed to.
bruh.
And
like,
I'll say, oh, go ahead.
like, seriously, if y'all, Spec Ops is like one of those games, even when I played it, I think I played it when it was like free on PSN Plus.
Yep.
And I was like, why didn't nobody play this game? I never heard about it. I barely heard about it.
Yeah.
I heard good reviews, but nobody was buying it.
Yeah,
No.
but I was just like, if you're out there, if you have a chance to buy Spec Ops, either full retail or just cheap as fuck or even free, play that fucking game. The gameplay is good. The storyline is fucking excellent, especially for a first-person shooter. There's all kinds of twists, and at the end of the game, you're gonna feel like a dick.
Yeah. And I will say, this Modern Warfare, this year's Call of Duty, seems like it's heavily inspired by that and Modern Warfare 2. And you can feel it in all the modes. But the other thing I want to give some credit to, this has one of the best protagonists I've seen in a Call of Duty campaign. Farah was the fucking shit. Like, her and her brother, in terms of they're part of a rebellion, trying to kick out the evil Russians from their home country.
Yeah, so I briefly talked. I didn't go into detail.
Wait, Russians are mad about that? They're
Yeah.
mad about getting killed?
Well, I mean, they do
and-
fucked up shit.
There are Russian soldiers and
Doing
Russian
war crimes.
true evil folks that are doing terrible things to
Oh.
kids and women and everybody.
But
like,
it's not just them.
like taking over the Ukraine and shit like that? In the
Yeah,
past
or
5 years?
Afghanistan, or I mean,
But-
there's plenty of places.
But this is a made-up country. But they give the crimes like I said,
But
ripped
there's
from the
real
headlines.
countries.
Oh,
yeah, but they use a fake country in the game. So, but they used quasi from the headlines events to
Was it
augment
who's-
the game.
Who's Russian?
Basically.
Yeah, like they have literally in multiplayer, instead of naming a city St. Petersburg, they name it St. Petersburg or whatever.
Yeah.
So shit like that.
St.
But
Peter Burger.
like I was saying, when I was playing the game, there's a moment where I was like, I had to put the controller down because I was like, am I about to witness a sexual assault of my character in first person? Like, I wasn't sure what the fuck was going to happen, but it looked like it was pretty close. And there's a few fucking moments that are like that in this fucking game. So it was kind of fucked up. But usually something happens to avert something atrocious happening to your character. But
You almost see that in Last of Us. At one point, it almost happened in that one, yeah.
but
This is more overtly violent.
yeah, and this happens more frequently.
It's the whole campaign, pretty much. It really is.
I want to say every other mission.
Well, it's funny. So I was reading, there was an IGN review that came out, and it said that they were not going far enough. And from what I heard from everybody else, I was just like, what?
Dude,
I think that guy has skin suits in his basement or something.
yeah. Look, you know, I like horror games as well, and plenty of first-person
You like
shooters.
horror games?
I do like the horror games too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like mature fucking games and shit. I haven't had to put the fucking controller down from multiple scenes in a campaign in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute, and it's fucked up because the game warns you that if you do not pick up your controller, your character is gonna die. So you have to kind of fight back on what's happening to your character. But I'm like, I'm already in a fucked up situation, and so me trying to do as little as I can, I don't know what the fuck.
Here's
gonna happen.
the thing I'll give them credit for. There were a lot of folks, and you're one of them who was very vocal about this, who didn't like the fact that Black Ops 4 didn't have any campaign.
Yeah.
And it just missed out on it. And I get that. They heard those complaints and responded in kind basically this year. But the other thing I want to mention is, the cool thing is that Spec Ops, which is their kind of multiplayer co-op.
It's an old school mode.
Yeah, but now it's a much broader map.
It's way different.
And in Modern Warfare 2, I think it was just two-person co-op on a lot of those missions with the Juggernauts and all that. The experience that you get for that crosses over to the multiplayer, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I think that's an awesome twist.
So there's multiple. There's I think 3 different Spec Ops versions. So there's a mission based version of Spec Ops where you can bring in your multiplayer loadouts into the Spec Ops missions. So it's up to 4 people. You're giving tasks what to do. You also can pick up random kill streaks, which are littered all over the fucking map, and the map is fucking huge. There's vehicles and shit, but you're still gonna die because endless waves of people come at you while you're trying to complete tasks. And then there's a wave-based mission, which is up to 4 players, where you just hold out on a spot survive per wave, and each wave you're given like re-ups.
Kind of like zombies, but without actual zombies to kill.
Yeah,
You
it's
kill
just
Russians.
people, more people. Well, no, you're playing against the terrorists.
Fuck them Russians.
Yeah. Oh damn. You're playing against
Remember,
terrorists.
no Russians.
Just kidding. I'm friend with a Russian. Like he's born in Russia.
Yeah. So, and then there's like a third version, which I haven't really
I haven't
fucked
delved
with
into
yet.
that.
Yeah.
But I will say this
I like
too.
how I said like I'm friends with a black guy.
Yeah, exactly. I got a Russian
I just played
friend.
it back in my mind.
Yeah, it's all
Like
good.
when I said he was born there, like he lived there for like most of his life.
Yeah.
I do jiu-jitsu with him. He's a fucking beast. Yeah.
No worries.
Good dude.
It's not horrible. It's like a white guy.
The other thing I'll say too is one of my biggest praises for Battlefield, at least from Battlefield 1 days, was that you had giant fucking maps for your multiplayer. And I always shit on fucking Call of Duty for their tiny ass bullshit maps.
Yeah.
Well, fuck all that shit, because what's that mode?
ground war.
Ground Wars is huge. Like you mentioned before, Battlefield level maps, 16 on 16, I think.
It's 32 on 32.
30, yeah, huge. And you get a sniping position, and you can take
Several
out.
positions.
you got tanks, you got choppers, you got it all.
And you get your kill streaks from multiplayer in
Yeah.
this fucking game. So you can rain fire on people. It's fucking crazy.
This is another, at least for me, great Call of Duty game. And I know it's an annual franchise. Some people are tired of it. I get all that. Fuck what you talking about. This is going to take you back to Modern Warfare 2. It's going to take you back to Spec Ops. It's going to take you back to Battlefield 1 in a lot of fucking ways.
Yeah, the issue I had was the initial install. That was a bit fucked up. And the fact that they're, like Ground War was not available day one.
True.
Then there's night maps, which were not available day one.
But first week, they're in there.
Yeah, the first week they're in there. But, I mean, Kill Confirmed wasn't in there for almost a week.
Yeah.
Which should have been like a preset. It should have been on launch.
They
there's-
butchered the launch a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's continually getting updated. They've added a bunch of new modes now. There was a training mode for a hot minute. I think it might be level based. I'm not sure, but
Are they going to let me backhand Solange on that mode? Or?
JD
so
gonna keep you off of there off his title.
so far I'm liking this a lot more than I thought I would.
Yep.
I didn't really want to like this a lot. Like the Black Ops 4 was cool and all because I do like Battle Royale, but their Battle Royale was interesting with the zombies and shit. But this new one they've done a lot of shit right. I feel
Fucking
like
dope, man.
I feel like they listened to the community. They fixed a lot of shit.
Ain't nobody going to be on Ghost Recon now. I'm telling you.
Oh, the
I'm sorry.
Breakpoint? Yeah, unfortunately, no.
This took all the air out of the fucking sails on that.
Yeah, I mean, Ground War feels like a whole separate fucking game.
Yep.
The night vision maps are more challenging because there's no HUD. There's literally no HUD. It doesn't even tell you if you killed anyone. Like, you just have to hope they go down and they stay down.
We squadding up tomorrow on this.
Yeah, that's fine. I've been playing it a lot. I've been leveling up pretty tough. Their reward system, because there's a store, but you can only from what I've seen, you can only donate money to the Call of Duty like endowment, their veterans like charity thing.
You don't get anything for it?
You get like banners and like a skin maybe, but in the game they give you challenges. You have to activate the challenge, complete the challenge, and then you can get like a bunch of shit. One of them is a blueprint. I still don't know what the fucking blueprints are for yet. Like, I guess you can build a particular special gun,
That's what blueprints are for. I'm building.
but it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you how to
Well,
complete
I'm
it.
telling you right now. That's you build shit with them.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it doesn't tell you how to complete it. So I'm still working on that shit for now. So.
Let's get into some of this Batman news. What
Oh,
the fuck?
shit.
Blue, take it away. The Batman.
We hasn't talked for a while.
Yeah, well, you guys been talking about shit I've been playing or watching. Yeah, so apparently it's been announced that the dude who played, I can't remember his name. The
Matthew
guy,
McConaughey.
not Matthew McConaughey.
All right. He's in.
Well, yeah,
it.
so
Yeah,
Matthew
he's in.
McConaughey is gonna be playing Two-Face. That's been confirmed. But also, not Luke Hall. What's his name?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell is gonna be playing the Penguin. But then also the dude from Black Panther, the guy that has the fake arm, whatever.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he's. Wait, wasn't he also Gollum?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be playing
Alfred.
Alfred the Butler. And also some other news is that the guy who is acting as Batman, he's been apparently training with doing a little jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah, he's training
kinda
with
badass.
training with the Machados, which is great. They're a really good jiu-jitsu family, and they actually train a bunch of people. They Ashton Kutcher is one of them. Ashton Kutcher's now I think he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, which is higher than me. So he's a badass.
Did he pay for that belt though?
No, you cannot pay for belts. I mean, technically you could. I mean, you could just buy a belt, but you just get fucked up by somebody. But you can't have an instructor and buy a belt. Like you can't do
Pay
that
to win?
in jiu-jitsu. No, there's no pay to win
All right.
at all. Like not even a little bit.
But
No microtransactions.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's funny. Like I tell people I do jiu-jitsu, and they're like, oh, "What belt are you?" You know, I'm just like, "Oh, I'm purple belt." It's like, "Oh, my son who's like, fucking 12, he's a black belt in Taekwondo." I'm like, "That's great. I can kill your son," but it's way harder than people think. Like it's not just it's a 10-year journey. It's not a couple of years.
Like I think it's cool that Robert Pattinson is taking like the shit serious, but his fucking comment about Batman still fucking rubbed me the wrong
what was
way.
his comment?
Oh,
Tell me
yeah.
his comment. Tell me his
So
comment.
he made a comment saying that Batman is a horrible hero and he's toxic character and stuff like that. I mean, Batman's not a great fucking person, but he's fucking Batman. He's like one of the greatest fucking heroes. And you shouldn't be talking down about the character that you're fucking playing. Like, you're gonna piss off a whole fucking lot of people. Like,
Are you mistrusting this casting based on that quote?
I've been mistrusting that casting since they fucking chose him to be Batman. But I'm still giving him a chance. I'm still iffy about it because I was like with Heath Ledger being the Joker, I gave him shit about that. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking horrible, but he fucking knocked it out of the park. And then with the Joker movie, like Joaquin Phoenix, I thought he was gonna do a horrible job, but he fucking knocked it out of the park. But once again, those are two fucking villains, so it's really hard to be a fucking hero. But
Like there's been bad Batman though. I mean,
Clooney.
yeah, Clooney and the other guy,
Val Kilmer.
They were both terrible.
well,
I'm gonna say Jeremy Irons wasn't, even though he's amazing, he wasn't a really good Alfred.
Yeah, that's true.
Batman versus Superman, or he wasn't in it that much, but I didn't like it as much as from Dark Knight. What's his name?
Oh, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine was great.
Yeah.
I want to say that one of the best Alfred has been in the Gotham, the TV series.
Oh, he is good.
Because he's fucking great.
I'll
Because
give him credit.
we get a little bit of the spy action
mentor.
background, and yeah, he's a mentor. Like the guy looks like he can fucking fight, and they show him fighting in the
He
fucking
does
show.
fight. He fucking kills people.
Yeah, and he used fucking like weapons and shit, which is fucking badass.
Is he the one in the Alfred show? The
No,
Alfred TV
totally
show?
different
No,
guy.
it's
'cause
gonna be a different guy.
that one takes place, I think, World War II or like end of World War II.
When he's
or
in
some
the
shit.
SAS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Alfred we had in the Joker movie was like, he's kind of fat and chubby.
Yeah,
so
he was different.
there's no way he's gonna be training fucking Batman. So
Yeah, that was the thing that irked me. I'm like, this is not Alfred.
yeah, that kind of
This is not an SAS type dude. Like, he was just kind of a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like Thomas Wayne was more badass.
Thomas Wayne.
He swung on motherfuckers. He was a
did.
dick. Don't get me wrong, but he looked like he could fuck people up.
And again, some of that was just perception too. Like we don't. There's a lot that wasn't real.
Perception is
Oh,
reality, though.
Well, if you got the stones, the Infinity Stones, you can make things
Oh
happen.
my goodness.
But we'll see about the Batman movie. I'm not going to go watch it, but
I mean, they got some pretty heavy hitters for this film.
yeah, but a lot of times, like getting heavy hitters in a fucking movie doesn't really put butts in the seats. Because I mean, look at Batman vs Superman.
Who do you think? Who would convince you that this is, from a casting standpoint, that this is going to be the definitive Batman story?
Oh man, that's fucking hard to say. Because it's hard to choose somebody to play like Batman.
Or any
yeah.
of the ancillary characters?
So far who they have cast, I think it's all right. I don't know about Matthew McConaughey being Two-Face because I can't see him being like that guy. I mean, he's been pretty good at different roles, stuff like that, but he's always been that douche.
Well, all right.
All
Yeah.
right.
I mean, he's played a lawyer a few
He
times.
was good
films.
in True Detective, though.
Yeah, he's also plays the
I've seen
lawyer.
the True Detector.
What's that movie? The movie with him and Sam Jackson. He was the lawyer in that.
Time to Kill.
Yeah, so he's been in courtroom drama before.
I've only seen him in Douchey Rose.
Come
Come on, hit you that.
Did you? Yeah. Oh, well. Do you see Interstellar? Shit.
He was an asshole in Interstellar too. He left fucking kids behind.
Yeah.
He
to,
said,
Damn,
"Fuck
I
them
forgot about
kids."
that.
yeah.
Flew off
He,
to another dimension.
to save the whole
To
fucking
save his
planet,
kids,
though.
I mean, goddamn.
He
But
left.
he fucking left them. They didn't have no mom.
He
no,
left
no
them.
dad.
It's
That's
either
very Batman-like, though.
They
Yeah.
left them. No, Batman's about them kids. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
he experienced it, though.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. But
Yeah,
one thing
he's
I
about them
thought.
kids. What about Jason Todd? Couldn't even fucking find his ass.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say one interesting thing. I think I mentioned on the last podcast that how Commissioner Gordon is being cast by a black guy.
Oh,
which
Jeffrey
means
Wright?
that
Yeah.
Batgirl's gonna be black.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Zoe Kravitz. She's
Catwoman.
Catwoman. So like heavy hitters again.
Yeah. So I'm more interested about seeing her as playing Catwoman than I am about him playing Batman.
Ooh.
Just because she was fucking great and dope, and she's
She is good.
she's hot. Her mom's hot.
She is hot. I'll give you that.
Her
I can't-
stepdad gets the women wet.
Oh shit.
It's all charisma.
My girlfriend still talks about his dick flopping out.
Wait, what?
From
You
when?
ever saw that shit when he was like doing a concert and like knelt down and his fucking plant
Oh,
split?
Lenny
it's
Kravitz.
Kravitz.
I thought you were talking about Aquaman for a second. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't see that
Not
part.
stepdad. I'm talking about Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Her actual dad.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Dang.
I hope this one is solid. Obviously, we got, you know, 2 other big DC ones before then, but
Yeah,
we'll
I mean,
see.
I like to see how this goes. I hope it does well because the last Batman vs Superman movie, Batman wasn't that fucking good.
So that's why I'm looking forward to it. Because listen, the DCEU it's been trash. All right, it's been pretty bad. And I'm looking forward to. I mean, the Joker did well, so that's a good start for them to like just reboot some shit. I didn't think Joker was gonna do well, but it did. So I'm happy that DC is getting another chance because I'm not a fan of one particular company, right?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of all of them. Like they all
Yeah.
have good characters. They all, in their own right. I want them to all do well, but DC was doing real shitty with their movies, which is weird because when they're doing shit with their movies, their comics like fucking took off. Like after not Convergence, that was fucking trash, but
Rebirth.
after Rebirth happened, they fucking did great. And no, I'm sorry, the Doomsday one.
Oh, yeah. Doomsday
After
Clock.
Yeah, because it was Doomsday Clock. I'm sorry, it
New
was
52.
Rebirth. No, it was New 52,
And then Rebirth.
then Rebirth, then
Yeah.
it was. What the fuck was the other one? Was it just Rebirth?
Yeah, I think
Yeah. Well, now there's the deceased, and then there's
Yeah.
so. You're the villain.
But yeah,
yeah,
they-
you're the villain.
No, but the Doomsday Clock was that part of?
Towards the end, wasn't that was like the second half?
That's what started off the Rebirth, though, didn't it?
No, Rebirth
think
started
so.
with Flash.
Yeah, I think it was.
Like everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
you're right,
quote,
that
yeah,
came later.
don't quote me though.
Okay,
I have to
okay.
look it up.
But either way, their comics got really good while their movies are really shit.
Yeah.
And then
And in the opposite realm, Marvel comics got really shit while the movies got really good. And meanwhile, Image was out there just like stealing fucking viewers. Or
but then there's also the animated realm where their DC films, the animated films, were doing really well, and then Marvel's little animation was
Let's
shit.
quantify that a little bit, though.
Yeah.
So the DC movies, the animated movies, they did well, quote unquote. They didn't touch a fraction of the Marvel movies,
Oh yeah,
like live action.
Oh
movies.
yeah.
No, close.
Yeah.
way.
Don't get me wrong, they were good, but they
They're all
and
straight
they
to
weren't money
video.
makers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
Warner Brothers didn't have the cojones to
Yeah.
put most of them in the theaters, which is kind of a sign. Even though we all love them for the most part, but that's a sign of them not having faith
no
in them.
confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Even though Master of the Phantasm
oh yeah.
did fairly well in the
Yeah.
90s.
For its time, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even the Teen Titan Go movies did pretty well in the
Yeah,
theaters.
it was fine. But you got to have faith that either your live action or your cartoons are going to work. Again, I liked Aquaman, I liked Wonder Woman, I liked this Joker one. We'll see where they go with Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 84, But I'm hopeful. I got more faith in those right now than I do the Batman, but we'll see.
Well, actually, I'm kind of worried about Wonder Woman 84 because that movie's been made like fucking 3 years ago. Basically.
Yeah, it's been
And
pushed back.
Yeah, I got pushed back an
But it's-
entire year.
But the movie's done.
Yeah.
I bet you it's been done
It's
for
been
like
done.
a
I know
year.
it's been done. There's been no talk about reshoots, so the movie's been done.
Yeah.
It's just boxed
Sitting on
up.
a shelf.
And so now I'm just like, where are they gonna go with this movie? Because it's like,
Just this.
Well, I think maybe it's because Batman
'cause-
vs Superman didn't do too well, or no, the Justice League movie didn't do too well. So they're probably like wondering like what's gonna happen to the Wonder Woman franchise since they cast
well,
Gadot as fucking Wonder Woman.
I think there's a couple of things. I think it's that, but it's also when you want to come out with a movie, right? So this is what happens a lot of the time is they look at when they want their blockbusters to hit.
Yep.
And if there's any kind of movie that's going to suck the air out of, their movie, they won't come out with it, especially when they know it should be a hit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think you're 1,000% right on that. Remember, it was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
And it
Was
was
it-
going to go up against Frozen 2, which was a dumbass idea.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was supposed to come out like in the summer of this year, like
Probably
earlier.
earlier
And
on.
it-
And,
and
then
like-
and then there was a Frozen 2 like clash that was scheduled initially. I remember that.
So I think there was too much Disney stuff out that they're like, we're gonna get smashed on.
But they also learned a hard lesson. I mean, remember, Shazam, it did okay, but
did all right.
it coming out in between Captain Marvel and Endgame wasn't
and
smart.
As well as Hellboy,
Yeah.
was literally 3 weeks apart.
Which Hellboy flopped harder.
But your
Yeah.
girl Wonder Gal says that DC has nothing to
hold on.
fear.
So Wonder
She
Woman
right, though.
1984 was previously set to release in
June.
December
Oh, December?
13th of 2019.
Oh,
Now
no.
it's going to be in June of 2020. But this movie wrapped a long time ago.
Yeah, so if this came out December 13th, it had 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks to make money. Because
of
once
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars came out,
Yeah.
that shit would have been drowned.
I don't blame him for getting out of the way of Star Wars. I really don't.
They might be playing it smart by just postponing it.
But
to be
also
honest.
putting it after Birds of Prey is interesting.
Yeah, and they're also putting it after the Black Widow movie.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
this is based in 1984, so
Hold on. Jesus Christ. It finished shooting in December 22nd of 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been it's been
Principal
ready.
photography, so post-production is definitely done.
Oh,
Been
there,
done.
There was some reshoots
Okay.
Okay.
in July of 2019. Just said additional
Okay.
filming, so yeah.
Yeah, but still, that still could have been released in December or even this month.
Yeah. But we all know why, so
Yeah.
There you go.
I get it.
what's the budget on this movie? Is it on there?
All the monies.
It's probably in the 150 to 200 almost.
Probably.
Somewhere in that range, I'll bet you.
I mean, it's going to be interesting seeing Kristen Wiig as Cheetah.
Why is Stitch so quiet?
You know you hate on
'Cause
Gal.
I'm just laughing.
She was working.
When?
A year ago.
Well, fucking apparently 45 years ago.
Exactly.
She's putting movies in the bank.
Why do you hate this woman so much? Seriously.
I don't. She's gorgeous. She's whatever, but she's not the fucking amazing actress you fucking start proclaiming. You turn these nice like humble things into like these big fucking Mountain Rushmore things that need to be just squashed and you need to pump the brakes on. So it's like you brought on this hate for Gal not fucking doing a lick of other work.
We all
outside-
loved Wonder Woman. What was wrong with that?
I had no issue with that. It's just you made her out to be she's better than ScarJo and da da da, and you make these crazy wild claims.
I like her as a solo lead more. I'm saying that because I paid my money for Ghost in the Shell and it was shit.
Oh Christ!
I'm just saying, as a solo lead, I like Gal more. Is that crazy? How is that crazy?
You have one. You're the kid that says Corn Pops is the best cereal ever, and you've never had another cereal.
Apple Jacks is the best cereal ever.
Are you fucking serious?
Apple Jacks is great. You don't like Apple
It
Jacks?
doesn't even taste like apples, bro.
Ah, tastes like nothing like
Sugar.
apples.
Like
Artificial
tastes
apples.
tastes like straight sugar.
Christ!
That's a cereal
Yeah.
fucking should.
It's
man.
because, and then you constantly retweeting this Wonder Gal
She bothers you.
idiot.
doesn't
It ruins my fun. See, you don't understand with Twitter etiquette. When you fucking retweet something, you literally are co-signing what they are saying, unless you're doing it for troll purposes.
Retweets do not signify endorsements.
It should.
Where, yes. Why would you retweet it if it didn't?
Exactly.
That make you just fucking contradicted yourself. Holy shit.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, contradiction.
But what about
Hold on.
what about?
Could you
Hypocrisy.
Imagine, hold on. Could you imagine if Hitler was alive today and he's like, you know what, fuck these Jews, kill them all, and he retweets it? I don't mean I'm not endorsing it. You know, whatever, man.
I don't do the hate stuff.
But what did the Jews do?
Ah.
Yeah, but I mean,
All you're retweeting
my
from this
God.
clown is just like how Warner Brothers is killing the mouse. Marvel lost the comic book movie wars, all this other dumb shit, and you find it funny, but you're
It's hilarious.
You're losing.
you're laughing right now talking about it.
because I'm embarrassed for you. You are bringing us down with this ridiculous fucking banter.
Breaking
You're
down
doing
our
this like
people.
Skip Bayless fucking. I'm just gonna say dumb shit just to say dumb shit, and then you're like, you can catch more of my dumb shit on Black and Black. Like no.
Hold on, what's What's this chick's name?
Wonder Gal.
Wonder Gal.
She is a national treasure on Twitter.
So she's
I want.
she's
this is when
British.
your life is gonna change, Kronos, because
She's British.
You're just gonna ruin your fucking mood, and you can't go back once you've seen this dumb shit. That is
There's a lot of it.
It's fun.
She's British, so like she talked hella shit about Black Panther, like a lot, talking about it didn't
like
deserve this. She did not like that. She didn't like anything Marvel, and
She's consistent.
And I don't think she's even a she.
What's her?
He's looking. Well, we have
I
dead air
can't
while
see it
he's
from
looking.
that far.
Yeah. So
Wonder Gal? I don't fucking know. Then I gotta
Yeah.
find your shit.
All right, I'm gonna take the wheel.
You
real
can
quick.
find he
grab-
retweets it all
grab
the
the
time.
wheel.
So
So I'm gonna talk about a little bit of anime real quick.
Go ahead.
So there's a animated movie I stumbled across on Netflix called The Silent Voice, and this isn't your typical anime. It's not about like ninjas and swords and people getting fucking stabbed and shit like that. This is actually like one of those drama animes that will fucking make you hit the feels. So basically, it's a story about a girl who's deaf, and she goes to she's a new kid at the school.
Yeah.
And at first, everybody thinks it's cool, like, oh, this is a new girl, like she's like the popular one. But then again, everybody started getting kind of annoyed by it because only way to communicate to her is by writing her notepad.
Yeah.
So people start teasing her and making fun of her because she can't hear anything.
Is it high school probably?
No, this is elementary school,
Oh.
and it's based in Japan. And so there's this one boy who he kind of teases her a little bit more than the others, but he's not the only one. So like the girl gets like hearing aids and shit like that, and the little boy, like he sits behind her, he would snatch out of her ears.
Damn, that's fucked up.
And like there's one scene where she starts fucking bleeding from her ear, and everybody's like, oh, what? Like she's bleeding from her ear, blah, blah, blah. So the girl actually ends up transferring in school, but the parents.
You're looking at my Twitter?
Find this chick, and I'm watching girls getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
And all kind of crazy shit.
Hold your ass cheek open. But yeah, so this girl, her parents like complain to the school finally, and the fucking teacher doesn't do anything about it. The teachers in Japan are like horrible in fucking anime movies. But yeah, the teacher comes out, or the principal shows up. It's like, hey, the parents are complaining. The girl lost like 8 hearing aids or expensive, blah blah blah. And the principal wants to know who's been teasing the deaf girl, and everybody blames the boy, but everybody in the classroom's have been teasing her as well. But fast forward to the future, he's in high school now, and he's like the awkward one, and he's the one that like after they found out he was the bully, everybody started bullying him because he was like everybody's bullying her, like well whatever, blah blah blah. So it comes. This is all like the first 5 minutes or first 5 to 10 minutes.
Goddamn.
No more.
He's like literally working at a store. He quits his job. He sells all of his shit, his comic books, his furniture, and stuff like that, to pay back his mom after paying for the girl's hearing aids.
Yeah.
Homeboy's about to commit suicide. But like before he does that, he actually learns sign language because he tried to find the deaf girl to apologize to her.
here it is.
But it's just basically like
That's that outro.
it's about him trying to like reconnect with this deaf girl and trying to say sorry for about everything that happens. But like the shit that happens in between the storylines about everything that happens, it's actually pretty sad. It comes to the end. So the guy, he's like he's socially awkward. He doesn't know how to interact with people anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody he sees has the X over his face because he doesn't give a fuck about him. He's like
Goddamn.
he doesn't want to talk to him. Like
A literal X?
a literal X over his face. They will even like associate with him and he'll talk to him, but they just have an X on their face. It isn't until he becomes like he feels like he's comfortable with them that the X falls off. Like it literally like peels off their face. But it's the drama and the storytelling in this anime is actually really good because also the girl, since she's deaf, she uses sign language, like she's American Sign Language, what I think Kronos he's familiar with. So like that's kind of the reason why I started watching it, because I thought Kronos mentioned in a previous podcast, but it's a different anime. But like yeah, they use like sign language in the anime, which is kind of fucking weird because like if you know sign language, you can like read what she's doing.
Oh shit.
But it's funny because like the sign language for friend is like like kind of clasping your hand together. But they were teasing the deaf girl because they thought like, oh, she wants to be your girlfriend, like the weird awkward girl wants to be your girlfriend, blah blah blah. But I don't know, this anime was really good. Even when it came down to the end, like it actually had me in tears, dude. Like I was fucking
Goddamn.
like bawling tears because
12 episodes?
no, it's a movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's like 2 hours long, but I highly recommend it. This is like up there with like Miyazaki's style of movies.
Miyazaki-san.
It also reminds me of Your Name.
Yeah, Your Name is excellent.
Yeah, so it's up there. Like the anime is like crisp and clean. Like the storyline is actually really good. They have it both dubbed and subbed on Netflix, but it's actually kind of trippy because like it's the first anime that I see that it's it's dubbed in English, but they still have Chinese or Japanese characters. But like the words are, what is it? There's something weird about it. Like there's three languages happening. There's Japanese language, there's Sanguage, and there's also like regular English.
What's it called again?
It's called the silent voice.
Okay.
It came out in like 2016, but it finally got released on Netflix this year.
God damn.
So it's really good. I really, really highly recommend to everybody watch it.
Damn. So I saw
Have a box of tissue.
your Carolyn Tuesday is on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's a great
Oh.
show.
I thought it was on Crunchyroll or some shit.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. So something really quick. We didn't talk about this a few weeks ago. I guess Prodigy and I we were talking about this a little bit, but
what you're going to.
Jeff Loeb leaves Marvel Television. If you all don't know, I mean, some of y'all in the podcasting community were talking about this. I think one of the cats are asking why we weren't talking about it. We weren't all here the last couple of weeks, so we can talk about this now. Kronos and I, we saw him moderate the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel.
Yep.
And he's been involved with Marvel Television for a while, so all the Netflix shows,
Agent Carter,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., even Cloak and Dagger, and the Runaways, and even the failed Inhumans. Jeff Loeb's been a part. Jeff Loeb, he's been writing comics for like ever. Apparently, according to Kevin Smith, the storyline for the upcoming Batman film is based off of one of Jeff Loeb's stories, The Long Halloween. Jeff Loeb is also responsible for creating Hush, the character one in Batman's Rogues. He's been doing both sides of the DC and Marvel. He's been involved with Marvel Television
Double
for
agent.
a lot of them are actually. But he's been involved with Marvel Television for a while. A lot of people thought it was because Marvel Television got absorbed into Marvel Studios
Under
and being
Feige.
taken over under Feige, but apparently he was going to leave after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyway, so it was already planned. He wasn't kicked out, but he's been doing this for a while.
So is this a true retirement? Is that what they're calling it?
So I don't know.
Because
Apparently,
he's an older guy.
he is an older guy. I mean, he doesn't look it, but he's probably in his late 60s, something like that. He doesn't look like it. He looks like he's 52 or even 48, but I won't be surprised if he ends up working with Jeff Johns, Greg Bertinelli on the DC side of their TV, because they need a little bit of help, especially with their DC Universe shit. Some of that shit needs some work. I didn't watch Doom Patrol. Everyone
Most of
says
that's good.
I heard that was good. Swamp Thing was good. I watched like a few episodes and it was really good.
I hate to tell you this, and I can't vouch for it personally, but a lot of people are saying Titans got way better.
So we'll
For
see.
season 2?
Yeah, season 2. Season 1 was like watching a train wreck slowly.
Screaming
people.
It's not for me, but a lot of folks online go hard for it now.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes of season 2.
It's gonna get canceled though. It's gonna get eaten up.
Oh,
Batman-
Titans 2? Or Titans?
I think that the DCEU, DC in general, is gonna get consumed by somebody. It's ripe for picking. I mean, think about it. The movies have gone to shit. They've had what, 2 or 3 movies in the past 10 years that have made decent amount of money, anywhere near the Marvel movies. Their TV shows are not doing, except for like the CW shit.
Yeah.
The rest of the TV shows are not doing that great.
But you're saying that Warner Brothers, the owner of them, is going to kick them out?
No, I think that they're ripe for picking. I think somebody's going to buy them out. Somebody's going to buy the rights to every single DC character.
Oh.
But
I think they're going to buy them from
Warner Brothers.
Either they're going to buy Warner Brothers or they're going to buy them from Warner Brothers. I mean, that's
how's
to me,
Warner Brothers
that's a smart
doing?
move.
How's Warner Brothers doing in general?
Not fucking great. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, just think about how much shit Disney is doing right now.
Oh yeah,
Are they
Disney's on
anywhere
it,
near
so.
Disney's level? Are they doing 25% of the revenue as Disney?
I don't.
no
I don't.
idea.
I don't know how close they are. I would doubt that they're. I would say
I don't think they're
they're
hurting.
probably in the top 3.
Well, Warner Brothers did
For
the
studios?
Joker
Yeah, it's
and
easy to say top 3 when the top 1 makes fucking 10 times the amount of the third one, or even probably the second one. I mean, to be honest with you.
Sure, but they could be even the second one in terms of studios.
I don't know.
I mean, they did the It ones. They did Joker. They did Shazam.
Okay, so Joker, that's one that's a good one, but I mean, Shazam wasn't nowhere near $1 billion, was it?
No, it was like
No.
4, but
It
was
made
nowhere
money.
near $1 billion.
it was over 700.
Yeah, it
was
did
big,
really
it was
well.
big.
Yeah,
big
but
movies.
look at the Marvel. Look at just the Marvel movies.
Oh yeah,
I'm not even including the fucking actual Disney movies
They're
that make
doing
$1
great.
billion fucking dollars, like Aladdin.
they're doing.
yeah?
There's no doubt about it. All I'm saying is there has to be a second,
Well, yeah,
and it might be Warner Brothers. It might
but
be.
this is what I'm comparing the second to. It's like if you're in a race with Usain Bolt and you're number 2. It's like you got left behind, bro.
Yeah,
You got left behind.
Look, they are miles behind. There's no fucking doubt about it, especially on the movie front. But I don't know. Universal maybe?
I don't know.
I
But
don't know.
We
Even
were just
Universal
talking.
isn't doing
They're
anything.
literally keeping Wonder Woman on the shelf because of Frozen.
Yeah.
No, it's more than Frozen.
Well, I mean, what-
no, I looked it up actually.
But I mean,
It was-
Disney
because of
Disney's
Disney.
monopolized the
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
calendar.
But it was Frozen. It was Jumanji 2 or 3,
That's Sony.
and then like something else. There was I looked it up just a second ago.
Okay.
But it was like a bunch of movies that were actually in the same
Why not?
time slot.
But Star Wars come out this Christmas.
I mean,
season.
Yeah. Oh, and Star Wars. Yeah.
It's like they. I don't know. It's
I don't
like you
think-
accepted the role of we're 3 or 2. We're
Well,
not,
which is kind of crazy. Oh wow, they got scared because of some dumbass movies. Holy shit!
But they get scared.
So apparently, Terminator: Dark Salvation,
Really?
and
Dark
Sonic
Fate.
the Hedgehog, which was supposed to be released around the same
Which
time.
got moved because
Yeah, it
people
got
were
moved.
like, "This is
Yeah.
bullshit."
Hey, we gotta give them credit for
Jesus.
listening to internet backlash and hopefully fixing Sonic.
Yeah,
We'll
apparently,
see.
oh,
No.
there's new pictures. They say they fixed them. So
I-
people were saying this looks better. So
We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
So you know it's gonna be weird though because Sonic's gonna be smaller. I wonder if they're gonna CGI all the eyes to look down instead of like forward or a little bit up. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's
It
gonna
could
weird.
be. I'm curious. You know, again, Sonic is a beloved, really 90s character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that something that was from our sort of generation of gaming they're trying to make a comeback, but you have to remember at the same time there hasn't been a decent Sonic game for the past 20 fucking years.
Yeah. Didn't they try a couple years ago with some kind of weird Sonic game that didn't seem to do
maybe.
well?
The last good one was on the Dreamcast.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
a
but
great one. I
Sonic
know which one you're
Adventure?
talking
Yeah,
about.
that was a great game, but I mean that was a Dreamcast.
And
Wait,
I
wasn't there a
loved
Sonic? Wasn't there a
growing up.
Sonic XD or some shit like that?
It's
I don't know.
Well, but
don't
here's
think-
here's what has helped the franchise of late. They've had at least
Well, 'cause
2
of
or
Mario.
3 cartoons. I was gonna say
well,
too.
cartoons, and then also it's the Sonic and Mario Olympics
Oh, yeah.
games. But still, most kids they don't give a shit about Mario.
But with the
I'm
cartoons,
sorry about
it's
Sonic.
really
Yeah, I was
an-
gonna say they do Mario.
it's the anime for. Well, no, I guess they do have a new version because
There's
Sonic
been a-
X was pretty fucking dope.
There's
like
been a
that was
few.
fucking.
There's been a
sick.
few Sonic games.
Yeah, but they weren't fucking great though.
Nah, but I'm looking at a huge list of them.
I mean, but we don't know.
There's been a lot of Sonic games that didn't make any fucking money.
Yeah, I can see that because I'm like, who bought Sonic Forces?
Nobody. So, are some of those mobile games though? Maybe.
I don't know. Looks like this is a Wii game. There was Sonic Team Racing. I
Listen,
think that did okay.
Sega used to do good when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
And when they bowed out, when the Dreamcast was ahead of its time, it was the first networked fucking console ever,
Yep.
and they were too ahead of their time, and they were in between generations. After that, and decided to go software only. Sega was fucked.
Yeah.
They were fucked, and that's why you see these Sonic and Mario games now because they
Yep.
bought him out basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in what is this? The Olympic Games, the Rio Games.
Yeah.
He's in.
There's
Is he
one
in
that's coming out.
Smash? No, he's
Well, no,
not in
there's a
Smash.
new one for the Tokyo games that's coming out. Well, just came out.
Yeah, there's Sonic. There's Sonic Olympic Games. This came out in 2016.
But when is the last good solo
It's
Sonic
been
game?
it's been forever.
I'm looking.
It's been
I mean,
forever.
oh, there was a London one, Mario and Sonic London.
No.
No, it's legit.
What's all the ones?
It's legit. It's died as a franchise. Actually, we should probably wrap it on up.
Yeah.
Let's take it on out. Blue, what you got populating this week?
Not a goddamn thing, man. And you know this now. Shit, what am I doing this weekend? Actually, I don't got no fucking plans this weekend.
God
I
damn.
got nothing populating or.
You're not
well,
going
so-
to an old-fashioned kind of like
No,
brewery fest or something?
Seriously, there's nothing fucking happening this weekend.
No photo shoots, huh?
No photo shoots or anything. Fuck.
Did you cut all
man.
those branches with my fucking chainsaw?
Well, yeah.
You
So
good to go?
yeah, so I've been cutting.
Motherfucker works.
Yeah, so yeah, I had we had like some crazy ass windy season here in the Bay Area, and like I had a fucking bunch of tree branches fall, and like I tried cutting them with a jigsaw, but
Hold on.
With
So
a-
this is what I didn't understand. So he messages me, and he's like, "Yo, man, you got a reciprocating saw, but you sold it all fucking wrong." But I knew you meant reciprocating saw, and I was just like, "All right." I was
hey,
like,
autocorrect spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Whatever, bro. Autocorrect doesn't autocorrect something into something that's
No,
wrong.
it probably spelled recess. It's
Yeah.
like you got a recess saw.
Okay. Anyway, I was like, yes, I have one, but it's in my toolbox, which is behind a bunch of shit that is like, if you're watching the podcast, is like across from me. I can't get to it. So I'm like, I have one, but I can't get to it. I didn't know what he needed it for.
Well, no. So at first I needed it because I needed to cut a stud because I was trying to. I was installing a new
Leave
outlet.
them women alone. Goddamn.
A stud, not a. Well, I guess that-
Yeah.
No, I was trying to install a new outlet and I had to cut through a stud because for some reason my wall had like 3 of them fucking side by
You
side.
could use my jigsaw for that shit.
Well, yeah, I needed something to get through it, but
You said a reciprocating saw. It's different from a jigsaw.
Well, no.
Any fucking way.
well, no, because like
Damn.
from the
It's tool
research I
time.
said. Anyway, so I ended up going to Harbor Freight because they had a sell for one for like $19.
Okay.
So that's why I decided just to get that.
So he needed to cut some branches with that, or he tried to cut it with that.
Yeah, because I brought blades that were meant for cutting branches, but.
Yeah, but with the fucking reciprocating saw, it's a pain in the ass.
It worked for like the smaller ones. When you got to the bigger ones, though, that like you shook more than the fucking blade was shaking the goddamn tree branches.
It's like
So
trying to cut a tree with a vibrator.
yeah, basically
Oh,
with like a jackhammer or some shit.
Dr. Manhattan version.
And it worked for little things, but like there were some branches that was like, no, this it started to fucking hurt. So I needed a fucking chainsaw. And my father-in-law brought one over, but it wasn't working. Either it needed fucking oil or it just was fucking broken. So yeah.
chain oil. Which you probably should bring that chainsaw back over.
I'm kind of done with it. I kind of forgot to bring it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't need it like right away.
But yeah, you let me borrow a real saw.
Yeah, a real chainsaw is electric, but it works. Like I was surprised. Listen, I bought an electric chainsaw that works on a battery, and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work because I had some overgrown
Ivory.
aloe vera. It's aloe vera, and when people are thinking aloe vera like the shit that grows in the ground.
Yeah.
No, this shit is like fucking at least 8 feet tall. Y'all seen that shit on the side
Oh,
of my
on the
house,
side of
right?
your house.
That's
Yeah,
aloe
yeah.
vera.
Okay.
And I was just like, what the fuck? So me and my neighbor, we started cutting it down, and he had an electric, like plug-in electric chainsaw, but this is old. And I had like my new like battery one. My battery one was like cutting that shit like fucking butter.
Yeah.
And I was like, this shit works pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it worked pretty well for doing the things, but like I had some pretty fucking thick like branches that had fell off this goddamn tree.
Yeah.
So it was like I had to like saw one direction, saw another direction, fucking try to get underneath and saw it up, like kind of like what you see in like fucking like
Yeah.
in those like loggers that cut wood and shit, those challenges and shit where they like
Yeah.
and they like tuck it down. So I had to do that for some of the branches, but no, it all worked out. It was a whole lot fucking easier than using the recess saw.
Reciprocal sleeve? Oh, autocorrect, right?
I did that on purpose.
Old Ninja, what you got?
Uh-huh.
So I get.
Oh, one more thing. Definitely another show on Netflix you should check out is Living with Yourself with Paul Rudd.
Rudd.
It's fucking hilarious and
That's the one where he goes, look at us. Huh? Look at
No,
us.
that's the.
That's the gift, right?
No, he was on that Hot Wing show when he did that.
Oh, okay.
so yeah. Living with Us is basically Living with Yourself. Basically, he gets cloned, and
there's two of
it's
them.
him trying to figure out like what the fuck to do with his clone. But it's actually pretty funny, and the special effects with that it's fucking hilarious because you can tell the two apart. Like you can tell like clone Paul Rudd versus the original Paul Rudd. Because their mannerisms are so fucking different, but he pulls it off so fucking well.
He's a good actor.
He's a national treasure to America.
There you
He
go.
looks like Eton,
Oh.
I'm just saying.
He does.
does.
He does.
look
Eton
like
looks like him.
Sure.
Old Ninja, what you got?
So, happy N7 Day for those of you who will be celebrating tomorrow. For the 10 of you that are still playing Anthem, they're doing an.
Did that game come out this year?
Yeah, it came out.
Holy
It came out in
fuck.
like February
And
this year.
I was hyped for that game.
I was too.
God damn,
Damn.
it let me down.
But yeah, those of you the 10 of you who are still playing, they're doing like a N7 Mass Effect themed like suits. So you can earn the suits if you're playing right now. The Cataclysm is back or whatnot. So you can go on there, earn the coins, buy the shit.
You know, fuck it. I'll play it on Monday.
There you go.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna be twitching tomorrow.
Yep.
At least try to, because we haven't twitched in a minute. So we're gonna try to get some Modern Warfare shit out there for y'all. Maybe some other shit for you. Death Stranding, I'm gonna try to get that tomorrow night if they're doing them in that release. So I'm gonna try to get that installed and see what that's all about. Other than that, yeah, just doing more gaming and stuff. Just watching the CW stuff for this Crisis build up. So,
Dude, Arrow's got me all fucking confused. I don't know what the hell's going on.
what are you confused about? What happened?
Like the recent one, I was like, why is his kids like in the present time? Like I didn't stand. Maybe I must have went to the bathroom or something and missed that they fucking traveled back in time or some shit. But
that happened the end of the previous episode.
It made no fucking sense. Like it didn't. I didn't catch that they went back in time. Like
You was on your phone.
Yeah,
I must have been. 'Cause I was like, wait, what the fuck's going on? Like Diggles is boxing
like,
with his kid or something.
You were
was
texting
boxing-
White Rose.
there's
They're
people.
doing like some gay ass fucking stick thing. I was like,
That's at the end of the episode.
That's so fucking coordinated. Like, right stick,
of course
left
it's
stick,
coordinated.
Right. It's like they were playing patty cake.
God damn.
But
All
yeah,
right.
there's a bunch of shit. But other than that, just doing a lot of gaming. I might see this Doctor Sleep. We'll see.
I
But
don't know what the fuck that is.
yeah, it's
It's
a
like
sequel to
Stephen
The
King,
Shining.
right?
Yeah, it's a sequel to The Shining.
Okay.
Okay, I was a little
that's
confused about that
I
because
love The Shining.
they showed like the twin girls and the scene with the boy and his tricycle.
So the kid that was in the first one, he grows up and then goes back to
Danny?
the hotel. Yeah.
Good
So
shit. Stitch, what you got?
I'm still on the fence about if I'm gonna pick up Modern Warfare or not. I'm gonna see if I can find
It's
it for
worth
a
it.
deal.
good luck with
Just
that.
because I would much rather like to play the campaign more so than the multiplayer, but the Spec Op thing does sound kind of interesting to
Spec
me.
Ops is fucking worth it.
But I don't know about dropping like $65 just for that.
I mean, if you wait till Black Friday, you're looking at maybe $5 off.
Maybe 10.
I'm gonna figure out something.
Maybe 10.
I'm just break out a ski mask.
Oh my god!
Treat it like a chicken restaurant.
Give me all your Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
bitch.
I have actually got the. I'll probably go and get some more chicken sandwiches. They're actually good. The Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
We didn't give the review. You're gonna have
They're
to
good.
You're gonna have to bring back your Shokugeki and
Yeah.
do a review on
Nobody
that.
got stabbed or fucking.
No, no need for security. People act normal.
Sit down, Sivan or whatever her name is.
It was good. So I'll probably try to hit that spot up again. And then other than that, started watching some basketball.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. Golden State was a team in the NBA, but
Here we go.
they're
Here we
non-existent
go.
now.
Oh, they lost.
they
You
they
can't-
crossed the bridge and disappeared.
You can't
Yeah.
win forever.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they lost tonight.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know how like we were talking about how like Marvel and DC thing kind of going off? That's how I feel about the 49ers and the Warriors because the Warriors were fucking winning like last year and the 49ers were shit and now the 49ers are what, 8-0?
I'm
They're
surprised
8-0
as
so
fuck.
I'm not.
They're undefeated. I was just like, what the fuck?
So the real test comes Monday night when they play Seattle. Yeah, that was gonna be.
I've been having fun trolling everybody, even especially now the Patriot fans.
Oh yeah, because they lost. Oh my god.
So it's been a good sports.
See, this is
couple
what
weeks.
fucks me up. Everyone is giving Niner fans shit that they had an easy schedule, but the fucking Patriots were playing the worst teams in the NFL, and their first real team that they played against, they fucking lost.
Yeah, it's
as I predicted since game one.
Yeah. So yeah, just been watching some sports, so that'll be going on in gaming. I played a good bit of Fortnite today. It was pretty funny. I've looked at my stats. I've played 385 matches. I've not gotten a first place one yet. I kept
Holy
getting
shit.
second and third all fucking
with
time.
what? With Fortnite?
Fortnite on the solo.
okay.
I think like the first time I played Fortnite, I won.
I've done
For the solo?
Was
I
it
I don't think
solo
it
or
was solo
group?
though. I think it was in a group.
Yeah,
I was
I've done
just
the
like, what
group
fuck?
ones with like hobby and stuff like that. I can do the group and even like a duo, but the solo
Oh,
one, I'll get to. It's just the last person every time is some fucking master builder.
We didn't
They
talk.
just-
We didn't talk about the fucking Jarvis guy, the Fuse Jarvis guy.
Yeah, we also didn't talk about the Blizzard stuff, but we can say that.
That's all right.
next
We'll
week.
say
What's
it.
up? What's up?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Kronos, what you got?
Shout out to Cape and Cowl. If y'all didn't know that every now and again they have some special edition comics, and this time around they have a special edition Deadpool. It's #1. It's a Cape and Cowl variant, which is funny because it's a variant of a variant they had before. It's literally a variant of their Black Panther one, and so it has Deadpool photobombing the Black Panther cover that they had.
Nice.
If they're not sold out, I haven't checked yet. I would highly recommend any comic book person to pick them up, both variants, because when I picked up the first variant of the Black Panther comic that they got, it was worth money immediately.
Yep.
When I say like literally the day after I bought it, it was worth way more than what I purchased it for.
Yeah.
And so they have two variants. One's like I think $10, the other one's like $25. I got them both because one is like it's 3,000 copies, the other one's 1,000 copies. They're limited. They might do a second run on one of them, but the second run is going to be worth much less. So if you want to make an investment in comics, that's the way to go. And Eton is a good ass dude. And I think today was his anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to
9
Eton.
years. or
Closed
something.
up shop early to.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Other than that, this
That
weekend,
was smacking cheeks. Sorry.
yeah,
Clapping cheeks.
I
Eating it
bought
up.
I bought the lighting for the Infinity Base.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
Today, so I should get it tomorrow. I'm wait. I have to wait for my father-in-law because he's going to LA I think this weekend. But we're really close to fucking finishing.
Yeah.
And once it's finished, the lighting, I don't even want to talk about it. The lighting's gonna be fucking dope.
Yes,
Alright?
yes.
It's gonna
Nice.
be fucking dope.
It'll be a surprise.
I'll talk to you guys about it,
Mhm.
but it's gonna be cool as shit.
I'm excited.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, I said I'm excited about the base.
Yeah, definitely getting on some Modern Warfare tonight. I still gotta finish up some more.
Tonight or tomorrow? You gonna
Tomorrow,
play tonight?
tomorrow.
We can play tonight.
A little bit of Borderlands, and then I'm still waiting on this Rick and Morty. It's supposed to drop this
Yo,
month,
yeah.
guys.
Oh,
Sunday,
that,
Sunday.
so it's Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
So they're
Yeah.
dropping 5 episodes
See?
Sunday night.
What?
Wait, what?
Apparently, I guess Cartoon Network announced at like midnight or some shit. They're dropping 5 episodes.
Damn.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, shit.
That don't sound
Reverb.
right.
Well, it's coming back no matter what. And shout out to fucking Toonami being fucking great with their lineup right now. My Hero Academia, goddamn Demon Slayer on there. It's just fucking lit.
A little fun fact: The Boys season 2 drops mid 2020.
Goddamn.
Can't wait.
Kirk Urban just posted on his Instagram.
Oh, and
Carl
T.I. is a
Urban.
pervert.
Carl.
God damn.
He's
Yeah,
disgusting,
dude.
man.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's,
that
that's
dude.
weird shit, man.
I think any father that has like a daughter, you don't need to get that fucking deep into their shit.
No,
You know what I
no.
mean, that's the way you fuck up your kids.
Yep.
I bet you that his sons fuck all the time. Probably don't give a fuck about them.
If y'all didn't know, he's going to his daughter's gynecologist visits to see if her hymen's still intact.
And she's like a grown woman, right?
And that's-
18?
No,
I
she's
don't-
teenager.
17,
She's a
18?
teenager.
It
I guess
doesn't
she's-
matter.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking disgusting.
Yeah, man.
Take that, hey, old ninja.
So we are Black and Black times Infinity.
Infinity.
You can check us out on the internet with BTHANBTI. That's at BTHANBTI.
In your eye.
Check us out on Radio Republic, SoundCloud,
Player FM,
Player FM. There you go. Audio Republic,
Apple Podcast.
Radio
Apple
Public.
Podcast, Radio Republic. There we go. And then we're on Spotify now. There you go. A lot of people use that shit. Check
Spotify
it
on the
out.
fly.
BenHaProductions.com/BTHANBTI.
Congrats, Keanu.
Yeah.